And this couple of the buttons might be falling off.
I am very afraid.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Kathy,
What?
look at the awesomeness that we are now on Twitch.
Twitch. Hold on, I gotta find the button to get there. Where is it? Is it on this one? No, not on that one. Is it on this one? It's not on this one. Let's try this one. It'd be help if I scrolled up longer. There we go.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
George is also pinned in general chit-chatty. Hello.
I'm gonna have to adjust my volumes. Oh, Aaron, I was re-looking at the stream. You might want to adjust the volume level for everyone if you can.
Yes, I am currently adjusting the volume levels as we speak while you were talking. I just need people to talk to see what it's pinging at.
This is Stacy. Stacy's talking. Stacy is talking.
I think the problem is that Kathy has more volume than everybody.
Sorry.
So I had to turn everybody else down, but it's Kathy super loud, so I gotta turn Kathy down.
You gotta turn my volume down. That way I don't take over when Nibby and Lil talk.
Okay, I need everybody to talk at a normal voice so I can see where it's jumping. First goes Felix. Felix, say a word.
Huh? What?
Yep, Felix, say words. Say words as if you were very excited.
Okay. Holy shit, 2020 is over and things are gonna get better because a made-up calendar exists. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect from Discord and reconnect to see if it equalizes some volumes here. Oh, that made everything so much.
Oh boy.
Does anybody have this playing through their speakers?
No.
No. I have speakers. I just have my headphones.
Gosh darn, I don't know what's going on.
I don't either.
Oh wait, I think I know what's wrong. Hold on.
Are you watching your own stream?
I'm not watching it. Alright, now people try to talk.
All at once or one at a time?
Well, that answered my question. Holy crap. Before the problem was I was louder than everyone. Now everybody is louder than me.
Can you hear Stacy?
I can hear Stacy perfectly fine. Can stream hear Stacy? It looks like the stream's hearing Stacy.
Stacy can hear Stacy, but that's because it's my brain. I'm gonna post some stuff in the Discord. It's all the same thing. It's just I made it and I'm proud.
I'm already proud for you. And I have art boxes that I can put it in.
I'm gonna mute Discord so I can see what the volume's like in this stream. That's so cute.
Oh, look at it. I love it so much.
It makes me so happy. Pardon the mess on my bed in the first picture. But like it's mostly yarn and like a robe and like blanket, so it's like normal bed stuff.
Isn't that right?
You better be.
I'm gonna see if I could look at what it's like in Discord for volumes. I mean, not Discord. The other thing. The other thing with the stuff and the things.
Twitch?
That thing. That thing.
Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 5 minutes. Come here. Give me a hug and a kiss. Come on.
Excuse me.
I just figured out where the pinned messages are.
We have pinned messages.
Yeah. Mainly just the Roll20 and the Twitch link. I can hear myself in the background.
Yeah, there's a delay. Alright, Stacy, what do you think? You're the only other one looking at us on Twitch. Do you think the volumes sound pretty decent now?
I'm
Even-ish?
actually not watching Twitch.
Oh, you said adjust the volumes.
Well, I told you I was looking at the one from last week.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yesterday, 2 days ago, whatever it was.
yes.
Last time. That
Last year.
The very first one was terrible for volumes.
So long ago. No,
The second one was better for volumes.
the second one was better. It was just a smidge, like, I could hear you really well. I could hear the music, but like when we were talking, it was like pretty quiet. So it was like, oh, we might want to adjust volumes. That was all.
Yeah, no, that's fixed because I muted Discord and was just listening to the Twitch stream, and I could hear you all pretty equally. Like,
Sounds good right now?
yeah,
Yeah.
you're a little bit tiniest bit quieter than Stacy and Kat, but like not noticeably at all. It's only if you're listening like really hard.
All right,
And once
I'm
the game
gonna
is going out, it's going to be inconsequential.
Okay.
try it real quick.
Is the volume still hearable, or is it like too low at this point? I mean,
No, it sounds
the
good.
music's still hearable. Is the music still hearable? Is it too low at this point?
Oh, I was tuning out the music. Hang on. Mute again.
Well, I mean, the music is part of the stream.
I can't hear the music at all through the Twitch.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can barely hear it.
Okay, I will turn it up ever so slightly.
Okay, muting again. Can hear it a little more, but not that much.
Okay. Is it now a decent but not overwhelming
that's good.
volume?
Sounds good to me.
Alright, then that is what we will keep it at, and hopefully it'll be the same next time and we won't have to rearrange it all again.
Fingers crossed. Remember the values, I guess.
Well, I mean, the values stay the same whenever I go out of OBS. It's just that sometimes Discord is different whenever I log into it.
Yeah, that's
Discord
fair.
likes to change itself.
Mm-hmm.
Being
New
amorphous.
year, new Discord. Am I right?
Mhm. Alright. So, Goldrak will not be joining us this evening.
Okay.
Aw.
Yes. So, he's being a grumpy dwarf. I will play the grumpy dwarf if need be. But
Not-
Okay.
just imagine a lot of growling, and you will have the correct answer.
I love it. Feels accurate. Mm-hmm.
Completely, totally, utterly.
All right, so we just got hopped up on by Scurry Boys, right?
We sure did. Last time on this
Oh my god,
episode
there's
of
a naked baby just ran into my bedroom. I'm so sorry.
Naked Baby.
She was getting a bath and it seems that she decided she was done.
As one does. There is no point in being in the bath longer than is necessary. Ah, and Rooney, I need to give you new character art because you did a thing and it needs to be your character art.
Wait, what?
Your character art.
Oh, my thing?
Yeah, I need to put your thing in the thing.
Okay.
I need to find your picture first, though, amongst all these memes that you've sent me.
Sorry.
My God, there's too many memes. I'm going to need you to link that to me again.
Oh, okay.
The ox memes drowned it out of existence.
Fair.
Holy Marshall.
It's in a
General? Excellent.
Guys, I made that Among Us man.
I know, it's so cool.
It's beautiful.
I love him.
I love him too.
I made the pattern for this.
You made
Hell
the
yeah.
pattern?
Yeah, so not only I didn't just follow a pattern and make it. I made the pattern.
You went above and beyond the Call of Duty?
I'm so excited.
I'd be more excited if I could find the picture that I just downloaded of you that you drew.
It's okay. No worries.
I just had it. Didn't go into overlay, did it? It didn't. Well,
Is it hiding behind somebody?
no, not in the screen, dear. There it is. The folders that I downloaded it into. Here is the new Rooney pick.
Yay!
There you go, Rooney. Alright, we got a Donabella, we've got a Ruby, and let's see, yeah.
You need a shiny man
Here's Shiny Man.
and an angry man who lost cow.
Angry Man Who Lost Cow is currently riding in the cart. Yes. So is well, there's the correct thing I had for him. I found it. But where is Angry Man's son? Well, Angry Man's son can't do much. He is very waif-like. We will use Ned's picture for him. Where are you, Ned?
And quiet man.
Quiet Man doesn't get a picture. He's too quiet.
Too quiet.
Mm-hmm. First, though. Where the heck is Ned's old picture? Oh, there it is. Quiet Man. Ned.
Oh, sorry.
Poor Ned.
I remember him.
Blue Boy will be Quiet Boy. I mean, Blue Boy will be the sun. Ned will be Quiet Man. And here is actual Angry Man. AKA Big Al. So, let's see. He was walking. He was in the cart. Ruby was in the cart. Nibby was in the cart.
Was Nibby in the cart? I think Nibby was walking.
Was he?
Yeah, because I think it was Rooney and
Nibby and Wessel were in the cart because Rooney was walking because Rooney didn't get hurt last time.
no, it was Ruby and Wessel.
Ruby was in the cart, yes, and Donabella was in the cart. Wessel was in the cart, but I'm pretty sure Nibby
And
was
Quiet
also.
Man and Blue Boy was in the cart.
Hey, Kathy, you got an echo.
Oh no. What do I do?
Well, it's gone now. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, anywho, yep. No, Nibby was definitely in the cart.
I thought Nibby was walking.
No,
It was Nibby, Bella.
there were 4 people in the cart, and Nyx wasn't one of them, so it has to be
I
Nibby.
guess Nibby was in the cart.
'Cause-
Nibby, Donabella, Rooney,
Wessel
Rooney
and
walked.
Quiet Man.
Nibby,
Rooney
Rooney, Wessel, Donabella, one guy is what I've written
Yeah.
down. I guess he was in the cart. I thought he was walking. Sorry
No,
about
get in the cart, Nibby.
that.
Get in the
Goldrak
cart,
was on a
Nibby.
horse.
And Lil was sleeping on top of Wessel
Yep.
because it was night time because it's dark.
6 occupants, the cart breaks.
I don't think a bird counts as an occupant. And, he was walking sort of behindish the cart. Rooney, you were taking care of the oxes. Sives, you were sitting on your floating disc. And Nyx, you were walking beside the cart. And Goldrak was on a horse.
No, he's by his horse.
Walking with his horse, refusing to ride his horse.
Oh yeah, because the horse was injured and he was worried about the horse.
Although the horse should be fine because it had quite a long rest.
It had an extremely long rest. That horse is perfectly A-OK fine.
Ride
And-
10 minutes, okay? You watch yourself?
Sorry, hold on.
Alright. And then, as you were walking down the track to be able to circumvent the town that you know is full of dangerous, bloodthirsty rats, you were able to espy just before they hopped out a rustling in the bushes, and it turned out that it was kobolds.
Mm-hmm.
Fear!
Fear?
Yeah.
Why would you be afraid of kobolds? They are
I
so
don't know.
sweet and wonderful.
I don't actually know what these things are.
It's these guys.
Oh, okay, neat. Sure.
Basically, dragon humanoid babies.
That sounds terrible.
They're sweet, nice boys. You should love these sweet, nice boys.
They've surrounded us
For hugs.
and murder. I
And-
can only assume.
And love. Don't you want to be loved?
Is that 8?
Is what 8?
Is that 8 of them that are visible right now?
There's 7. There's only 7. Ignore the one on the right.
9 now?
I don't know. I don't know. It looks like it might be 9.
I'm
That's why I said 9 visible right now. I didn't say total. I said 9 visible.
It looks like it might be 9. 9? 9.
8 and a weird one.
Eek,
A,
bite.
a larger or more adult one.
Nah, he's just a prettier one.
Copy.
Yes.
Yeah, he's just a little bit prettier. So, all of these kobolds spring out of the undergrowth. They are surrounding the cart, but you kind of had a chance to prepare because a warning had been shouted out. So you knew something was coming, and Sives, once you heard that draconic, you knew exactly what it was, and so you were not surprised to see these blue-scaled hedges emerging from the hedgegrowth wielding spears.
Mm-hmm. To wit,
And
sighs
crossbows.
To wit, sighs immediately throws their arms in the air and shouts in Draconic, "Ah! It's been a while since I've seen you. I trust you and the master have been well."
go ahead and roll me a perception check, Sives.
Uh-huh. Perception.
Oh, you were good perceiving.
So, Sives, as you look around, you know that the kobolds that you see before you are dressed a little bit differently than the last kobold you saw. While they are still mostly blue and white scaled in the majority of places that you can see, they don't appear to be, what's the word?
Quite
As
scruffy.
quite as scruffy. They seem to be pretty well groomed. They don't have clothing with holes in it, what little you can see of their clothing, since it is a little bit darker. And they appear to be wielding some rather nice looking weapons. And of course, a notable difference is that they do not automatically attempt to stab you.
Ah, good. Always good.
The one up on the log hopped up on the log kind of peers down at you. He's the only one not leveling a spear or a bow in your direction, and they tilt their slightly longer horned head to one side and kind of eye you up and down and say in perfect common, "What master do you speak of?"
Sives blinks a few times and so you're not with the ones I met before, I take it.
"Explain yourself, Stillwalker."
Well, fair enough. And then Sives drops their arms and just shrugs and gestures to the party behind themselves. These are my companions. A few more than before the first time. You see, I met a group of kobolds looking very much like yourself a while back, who also attempted to skewer us, except they were under the reign of, a certain ice-breathing dragon who seems to be ruling the lands as such. So parlayed with them, made friends, such and so forth. They didn't skewer us. We moved on. You do remember them hanging you upside down, don't you, Ruby?
And she's kind of looking warily at all of these kobolds because this could go one of two directions.
And then Sives looks back to the large horned one and says, "Well, I, of course, not to say that you all look alike, because that'd be incredibly rude. But
he narrows his eyes.
I am a dragon researcher, you'll see, and it is a point of my life to not only research those of draconic bloodlines, but also to, befriend them and cherish them and aid them wherever possible. So I thought you were my dear friends from before, but seeing as you aren't, to introduce myself." And then Sives dips into a flourishing bow and says, "I am Sives, dragon researcher, as previously stated. Who might you be, dear?"
And the kobold is going to go ahead and hop down off the log and make its way over to you. When it reaches about here, he stops. Everybody who's looking can see that this kobold is about the same size as Nibby as far as height goes. He's not too tall. He might actually be somewhere between Nibby and Rooney. It's difficult to tell without standing them right next to one another, but he's definitely not taller than Nibby. And he's going to stop right there, and he's going to look you over from head to toes, kind of noting the gloves with a curious sort of stare, before lashing his tail back and forth in quick whip-like motions, lizard-like, one might say. "Denver Swiftpaw, what are you doing in these woods?"
Well, you see, we received word that a band of orcs had attacked a farmstead not far from here. Quite back down the road, I dare say. Past that, awful little town full of rats. So we went and rescued the denizens, gestures to the strangers in the cart or near it, and now we're headed back to Phandalin, as it happens. I assume Phandalin. Not quite sure yet. seeing as they're likely weary from having been tied up in a basement and such.
We are searching for poachers in these woods. There has been someone killing and skinning men of my kin. I have found their bodies in the woods.
Ah, Size is just in the back of their mind, praying they don't look at Goldrak's belt, which happens to be a kobold. And Size, I do remember hearing something about that. That was supposed to be one of the next things we looked into, right? Wink, wink. And then,
Deception roll for me.
Let's see how this goes.
it's gonna go horrible. Yeah, that's what I thought. Right, guys? Size glances over their shoulder.
Looking into poachers is definitely a thing we would certainly be doing. And that's technically not a lie from Ruby, so she'll roll persuasion. It's just she didn't say what kind of poacher she'd be looking into.
Fair.
And
No!
And Nyx would probably say something like, yeah, that's horrible that, you're being attacked, innocent being attacked there. And so she would honestly say, yes, we would definitely want to, help out as much as we can.
Go ahead and roll persuasion, Nyx, although I'm not sure it matters with Ruby's roll. Yeah.
Okay, well.
We're all gonna die.
Hold on. We have to have Nibby say yeah. Hold on a second.
Yeah, Dippy, you gotta say yeah.
All right, that's persuasion.
Oh, Nibby. So close, but like, so far away.
Okay, well, we tried.
The kobold narrows his eyes in your direction, and he's going to sort of look over the lot of you very, very closely for a moment.
Yeah.
His eyes run over you, Sives, from head to toe, flick off of you dismissively, kind of walk around this way. Peer into the cart by doing a rapid motion and standing up on one of the wheels, and just peers in at all of you, not making any violent motions yet, but definitely looking you all over. You all over. Nodding slowly but distrustfully, getting down, walking around.
Voila.
He gets to Big Owl.
Terrifying.
Stares at him. Big Owl stares back. Gripping a piece of wood he must have picked up at the up off the ground at some point. Both of them have a very long staring contest as Sive says whatever he's about to say.
Well, anyway, rumors being rumors what they are, we have no idea where to look for these poachers. I can only assume they're orcs. Horrible creatures. They kill everything in the forest, honestly.
Deception. Actually, this one would be more persuasion because it's half proof. So, persuasion. Yeah. Oh, Sives.
I wasted my one good roll.
Sives. Makes his way around this way. Eyes Rooney over, and now when they're standing next to each other, you can see that he's taller than Rooney, but it's only by like an inch of actual head, and his horns make up the majority of his height. They're a little bit pointier and curlier than everybody else's.
I love that though.
Kind of looks you over.
Darling, gorgeous.
And Rooney, he actually gives a pretty approving nod. She's a forest gnome. She doesn't look like she would be a poacher, honestly.
Uh-huh.
Can maybe Nyx ask something like, do you have any idea of where the poachers might be? We definitely, or at least she's speaking for herself, and maybe I guess would be like, we definitely want to try to help out as much as we can if there are, people just poaching out here.
He pauses on his way to Rumble Rock to answer your question, and he's like, "We found the bodies of several of our kinsfolk to the south and west, below the town which you softskins refer to as Phandalin."
Southwest. Southwest was where the manticores had been, right?
That is correct. The manticores were also southwest.
Okay. Just making sure I'm directionally aware.
However, manticores also can't use skinning knives, so it's safe to assume one would not make that mistake.
Confirming directionality.
Plus,
Fair, they might have
manticores
put something
would have eaten them, probably.
Probably.
That's true.
Probably. All right. So, yeah. I don't know what Rooney would do right now. I think Rooney would just be like still trying to figure out the situation.
And then he gets to Goldrak, and he starts looking over Goldrak. He's going to roll a perception check.
Oh, unfortunate. Is there a distraction check?
Well, certainly, if there's a thing that you think that you would be able to do to distract or conceal Goldrak's belt, you would certainly...
Yes! I have a cantrip!
All right. Now,
Hands.
Hold on. I don't know where it is. Hold on. Not hands, but yes, hands. Okay, so, I'm gonna... It's his belt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to minor illusion his belt into like a gold belt, and instead of a
Roll me a sleight of hand check.
certainly. What are these called?
Kobold.
Kobolds. Thank you. Where the heck is the? Oh, we'll see. Well, that didn't go well.
Oh god. So, you raise your hands to start casting the spell, the cantrip. You make the motion with your hands to start casting the cantrip, and the kobold that is closest to you notices the motion and makes a harsh sound in Draconic, which Sives recognizes as, "Hey, look out!" And he jumps between you and the tall, pointed horned one, and he's going to level his spear at you and kind of jab it in your direction without actually stabbing you, to try and make you not cast whatever you're about to cast, because he thinks it's an attack.
Sai is hearing, watch out, lurches their head over and is like, Rudy, they don't need any good berries right now. That's not necessary.
Deception check for me.
Things have been going so well. Why are we still lying?
No, I can't.
Oh goodness.
Well, it worked.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to
lies a lot when they panic? I'm sorry.
Do you want to aid in this ruse and change it into a Goodberry cast?
Have I cast Goodberry in the last 24 hours?
Well, you can cast Goodberry as a spell. It's just people can't eat the good berries more than once in a 24-hour span, I do believe.
Like everyone has had a Goodberry. This isn't helpful. Okay. Yeah.
You don't have to. Think about it.
You don't have to.
Well, no. Okay. So, okay. Gotcha. Gotcha, guys. Thought I could help.
Wink, wink. Well, that's very kind of you, Rooney, but they're awful skittish, so you should at least ask if they want good berries.
Just a second.
And the kobold is going to lower his spear just a little bit and hop back a pace or two, but he's keeping his eye on Rooney now.
Now, I guess, I don't know, would Nyx know that it's a cobalt belt, or would that be something...
Nature check and you can find out.
Okay.
Do a nature check and then you'd know whether or not it was a kobold belt.
Okay, let's try a nature check. Probably will fail.
No, that's snakeskin. It's
Okay,
definitely
yeah.
snakeskin, Nyx.
Because she's probably just like, wait, what's going on?
So, Dives, if it wasn't Goldjack, probably Sives would try to quietly motion to Goldjack to pretend. But
It's
I know
Goldjack.
Goldjack's not going to do that.
Yeah, Goldjack's just standing there proudly looking down at this kobold like he is dirt. His hands are gripping his pickaxe, and he is standing in a very aggressive position. Fortunately, this aggressive position that he's standing in is blocking most of the view of the belt. And his back is to his horse, so that's blocking most of the view to the belt as well. Plus, the kobold rolled kind of low for his perception while he was looking him over. So, his eyes do, after staring at Rooney for a very long time, quizzically, but with Sive's explanation relaxing a bit, after staring at her for a while, he goes back to his inspection of Goldjack, and it's enough of a distraction, the whole escapade, that his eyes pass over the dwarf without noticing the belt around his waist. And he is going to come back over here and hop back up on the log and look upon you all and say, I respect that you do not have any of the wares made of my kin amongst your sorts. However, you are a very highly armed party in these woods. And with the exception of the gnome, they nod at Rooney, and the tall man back there, they nod in the direction of Al, you do not belong in these parts. I suggest you make your way home quickly, lest more misunderstandings be made.
But of course, that is about where we will go on our way. I would caution you, though, if you head back the way we were going, there might be a skosh more of very upset orcs, considering we killed quite a few of them in that farmhouse. So do be careful, you and all your friends. Would absolutely love to see no harm and nothing but luck come to you, of course. I dare say we should be on our way, if nothing else comes about. You do know that I said Phandalin, right?
Yes, you stated as such.
And you know my name is Sives. Good, excellent. Well, that's where I'll be, and that's where I'll be living for the next until I can figure out this dragon problem. And if you require any assistance, such as if you find the poachers or some such, feel free to send a letter there, and I'll come to your aid as soon as possible.
We will not need assistance from you, Stiltlings, although I appreciate your offer. And he actually gives you a slight bit of a half bow, his arm curling about his waist as he does so, tail straightening for a brief second before relaxing again and going upright. Then he gives a sharp whistle through his slightly hardened snout, and abruptly all of the kobolds that you see dart into the forest.
Don't worry. It was lovely to have met you, and well, the offer is there regardless if you happen to change your mind. We'll be off now. Good luck.
Sives is talking to the air.
Yes, they do that from time to time. Don't worry. Sives turns around to the party and just, places his gloves together and inhales slowly and that is fun. Should we be on?
And Nibby goes, what just happened?
Don't worry about it, lad. And Ruby just pats his shoulder shakily. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Where's Rooney going?
I think she's muted again.
She might be.
Riley was getting out of the shower. I didn't think anybody wanted to hear that. So, away is the right answer.
What happened?
Wait, what?
Where was Rooney started moving?
Yes, we're going away. We were told to leave. We're leaving. Come on, guys.
Yes. Oh, yes. All right.
That's what you do when you're allowed to live by 9 kobolds. That's a pretty accurate statement. It sure is. You leave.
You sure
You
do. So you guys go ahead and you travel down this path. The big owl kind of walks ahead a little bit of the ox. It kind of helps you Rooney guide it along the path, showing you where it's good to step, where to track the wagon so it doesn't fall into any ruts. It's a pretty well-used path and just wide enough for any normal wagon train to pass through. Anything bigger than what you guys have right now would not have a very good time and probably have to try to brave the town of rats. So everybody can roll me some perception checks as we make our way around the town.
God damn it, Rooney! Why is Wessel able to see and hear literally every movement of the grass, but Rudy's over here like, guys, what's happening? It's dark.
Right.
She is short. She can't see. She's tending to an ox.
Rooney is preoccupied with the slow realization that she just let Goldrak get away with the butchering of a bunch of kobolds for their belt.
Yeah, Rooney probably wouldn't be happy about that, because the kobolds are natives to the forest, right?
Kobolds are native to practically anywhere.
Size explains along the way exactly why that was as tense as it was, alerting the party to the presence of Goldrak's belt, its origin of mean kobolds, and the fact this is the second time Size has talked their way out of kobolds, and the fact that the previous ones, the first ones, apparently serve under the dragon.
Did he also make mention of the fact that those mean kobolds were slain in about the same area that these guys said they were poachers?
If he knows those facts, he probably would have had the foremind to bring them up, even if I don't, because I'm not as smart as Sives.
And I don't claim to be.
All right. So you guys all walk along this trail, and Sives, yourself, and both your dragon, it looks like, and Wessel themselves are the only people to notice this. And Wessel notices...
Goldrak didn't roll, or Ruby, or Donabella.
That is correct. They did not, because those 3 high rolls are high enough.
Okay.
There was a natural 20 in there. Wessel sees and smells everything, okay? He needs no help, honestly.
The most alert boy.
Sives and Sives' tiny dragonling can just go sit down because Wessel knows what is up. So Wessel and Sives and the dragonling are the only ones to notice this, but they do note that in the direction that the town probably is in, the town with all the rats, they can hear coming over the winds, small hushed voices. It doesn't sound like they're very near to where you are, or even really directed in your area, but you can hear small hushed voices, but they're far enough away that you can't actually make out what they're physically saying. Well, maybe Wessel can, but he doesn't know words.
I guess Size will give a quick flick of the wrist to the dragonling and have it sneak over and see if it can listen in. Sneakily.
All right. So, Sives, you send your dragonling over.
Oh, no.
Why are you sleight of handing?
Because it's trying to be sneaky.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought that was appropriate. Sorry.
Well,
He
if
was
he's
very sneaky at flipping his hand.
yeah, if he's
No,
supposed to be
dragonling,
a
it's fine.
sneaky dragonling, then that would be stealth. You would roll stealth.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. Okay, my
Yeah.
bad.
Fine. You said sleight of hand, and I went, I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh.
Guys,
It didn't
why?
matter.
Okay. So you send your dragonling over in the direction that you can hear voices to see if you can figure out what they are. And he's flying in that direction for a couple of seconds, kind of slithering between the trees. He gets to the outskirts of the town. He sees two large humanoid figures that are part of the conversation. And just as he's about to swoop in low enough to actually pick up the words that they are saying, one of them stops talking, jerks their head up in his direction, and
Oh, no.
yeah. And the last thing you see is a pair of glowing yellow eyes before you don't feel you're familiar anymore.
Unfortunate.
What
Side
has
says.
glowing yellow eyes? What has glowing yellow eyes?
Stacy, it's not always a horror movie, Jesus.
I disagree. Have you played this
According to Supernatural, it would be some sort of demon.
The
Sam,
yellow-eyed man, yes.
Dean!
I accidentally just poured myself the largest glass of wine in the universe.
No, that's
Totally
how you
by
play Dungeons
accident.
and
It
Dragons.
was. My box was almost empty. Yes, I drink boxed wine. It was almost empty, so I just was like, I'll just empty it. And it's
Sorry, time out from the yellow eyes. You have a box of wine next to your desk while you're playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh no! You don't understand. I am like the wine mom, and I'm the only mom that plays Halo in my friend group. But out of me, I'm a wine mom. So I have a box of wine on a shelf immediately above my computer, which is on my desk.
That seems dangerous.
And attached to the shelf, I have wine glasses.
Oh no.
That seems dangerous.
Oh
And it's
no.
lovely.
Oh no. Are they
Why
at
are
least
you
in the shape of
knowing?
medieval chalices? Tell me they're at least in the shape of medieval chalices.
I mean,
Or
they're long stem wine glasses. I don't know what to tell you.
we need to get you a medieval chalice of wine.
I mean, I'm always down for more wine glasses as long as they fit in my wine rack.
It will be made of pewter and it will have the prettiest of gems, aka glass that looks like gems.
LOL, Christmas present.
Yes.
Anyway, yellow-eyed demon. Got it.
Sure. Why not?
According to Kat.
Yeah, so
The
Side's
yellow-eyed demon fed its blood to the human babies so that way they could have psychic powers, including one of the protagonists in Supernatural. So obviously, it's the yellow-eyed demon, and we're near Kansas.
Oh no,
Or
Kathy,
they're not
see.
in Kansas anymore.
I
One or the other.
saved the Supernatural spin-off for the Curse of Strahd game.
Well, we got really far in
I'm
that.
excited for it.
Yeah, Death House level 2, baby.
I'm gonna bring Ollie back, and he's not gonna sacrifice himself this time.
Ah, I love poor Ollie.
Anyway, so Science just looks suddenly very concerned and just that's not normal.
What's not normal?
What's going on?
Sives?
Well, my dear friend appears to have been murdered by something with glowing yellow eyes. Unfortunate. He'll be fine, though. He'll come back in a little while.
Did he get stuck to a roof and lit on fire?
I have no idea. He's, dissipated by now. I would ask him otherwise. Oh, I'll have to apologize.
Now, when he says glowing yellow eyes, would any of us be able to try to figure out what that might be?
Sure,
Maybe
you
a
can go ahead and do a nature check for me. Or an arcane check, whichever you feel you're
I'd
better
rather
with.
do Arcana.
Or intelligence?
Intelligence, yep, that would be a
Oh,
good
no.
one too.
Nobody knows what the hell this is.
Hold on. Arcana.
Science
Where
doesn't
is
even
that?
know what he is.
Yeah, no, it's debatable.
All right.
Nope.
So
Nibby knows.
Nibby knows right off the bat that there are like 100 things that could have glowing yellow eyes. There's like so many things out there with glowing yellow eyes. Some of them are
Including
good
this
things.
demon that feeds its blood to human infants and gives them psychic powers.
So yeah, there's a lot of things with glowing yellow eyes that are magical. But there's also a lot of things with glowing yellow eyes that aren't magical. The Manticore had glowing yellow eyes.
Did you see anything else about it, Sives, that you want to share with us other than the yellow eyes?
Like maybe how far away it is, and if it knows that we're here.
How big it was? Did it see where it came from?
Well, I didn't see a whole lot. It was close, like just beyond the tree line, close, just about. It can probably hear us from here.
We've
So
not
that's
been
good.
quiet. Let's go.
Yes, quite.
Yeah, it's night. I'm not getting into this in the dark. We already avoided being butchered by kobolds. Let's get to move on, says Ruby
Of course.
from the cart. All right. So you guys make your way along the path, and it eventually curls upward towards the main road, and you make it there unmolested by anything with glowing yellow eyes, or any rats, or any more kobolds. And you probably breathe a hearty sigh of relief as those hooves touch the open road once more. I think we should.
So much. Nyx is like, no, we need to keep going.
And her and Big Al speak at just about the same time. I don't think we should stick around here.
Agreed.
Are we in the forest still?
Yes, technically.
Neat. Who wants to know what's around us?
Go for it.
Let me see. What are we worried about? Gonna quick. Let's do.
Also, there's a cantrip that Nibby knows called Guidance, and I'm trying to remember what it is. I think it helps you with one ability check. Would that be something that that would be helpful with your thingy?
Oh no, Rooney can just do her thingy. She
Okay,
doesn't need to
cool.
roll for it. It's just a
Alright.
thing she
No,
will
it's
know.
not a roll. It's a thing I've got. Okay.
She's a ranger.
I'm just trying to think what it is we're worried about right now. You know,
Just
I
so
feel like
many
it's always-
things. So many
always
things.
good to just know like where dragons are, right? So we should. I'm just gonna do a quick primeval awareness on some dragonness, and since we're in the forest, it's double, so it's 6 miles. It's 6 miles, and I will expend a spell slot for that.
Alrighty. So you reach out looking for dragons. As ever, there's that humming presence to the north that is quite old and seems to have been there for as long as time immemorial, and you know that to be the black dragon who lives in the forest somewhere. You're not entirely sure where to pinpoint it at, but somewhere up there. Hopefully he won't be coming out anytime in the next decade or two. And then you kind of feel out and around for another dragon. And you feel whispers of its passing here and there, but none is stronger but in the direction that your cart is currently facing, and your steps are currently taking you. Somewhere along this road, to the south and west, you feel the presence of the dragon.
Within the next 6 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
All right, crew.
That's Ice Dragon?
Ice dragon.
Ice dragon. All right, guys, we found our rowdy teenager, kind of. Do want to be wary. Our icy friend seems to be about not too far from us, and about the same way we're going. I'm concerned about sleeping on the road, but we should travel. We should travel and travel quickly.
Fun.
If he's on the road, should we move towards the forest to, like, deeper in the forest to avoid him?
Probably.
I would vote we stay along the tree line. I've been in the forest at night. It's not something we usually prefer.
I mean, fair. Both options seem equally horrible.
Agreed.
Well, I don't think we could take really the cart into the woods proper anyway. There's not enough passage through the trees.
Fair. Well, I mean, we could always try to bribe him.
I say we travel on the road, keep everybody rest as much as they can, and those who are on watch be very, very on watch. So we got a dragon and a rat place. Yeah, don't forget about the electric manticores that are happening over at the lighthouse right now.
You don't know if they figured out how to make that happen yet.
They may not know the technology. We don't know yet.
Fear. Only fear.
That's
anyway.
tomorrow's problem.
I can't say that every day.
How far are they from Phandalin about?
You guys are about a day and a half.
So
Okay,
more
so
than
not
6
within
miles.
6 miles. Okay, cool.
Good news is not at the town.
That's very good news.
Yet.
Bad news, it's between us and the town.
Yes. Bad news between us and the town. Good news, not quite at the town right now.
Well. I was going to say something, but I don't remember what it was. Anyway.
I love it.
Oh dear. Alrighty. So you guys make your way along the road. It is night. You have been traveling for most of the evening, and you had also been traveling for most of the morning. So you're gonna need to take 1 point of exhaustion after about an hour of walking along the road.
Fun.
And are we sneaking? Are we trying to be as stealthy as possible on the road?
I don't know these sides is, but
What
you know.
is 1 point of exhaustion?
So exhaustion has different levels. So exhaustion. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Alright, so there are different levels of exhaustion that are out there. So level 1 point of exhaustion, means that until you take a long rest, you have disadvantage on ability checks. So if you keep going for too long and you get a second level of exhaustion, your speed is halved until you take a long rest. If you
What about those who've been in the cart? Haven't they been resting?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
So they took a short rest, but they've been going pretty much all day except for that one short rest. And you're walking into the night with non-nocturnal beings. They've been going since dawn pretty much, other than the short rest that they just took.
That's fair. We also murdered a bunch of people.
Yes.
Orcs, not people, orcs.
Orcs are people too.
People.
But anyway,
Sadly.
yeah, there are six levels of exhaustion that you can get. And level 6, if you reach level 6, it's instant death. Your heart basically explodes.
Oh,
Yeah.
lovely. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's maybe not.
And every time you take a long rest, when you are exhausted, every time you take a long rest, you can get rid of 1 point of exhaustion.
Okay.
But it has to be a long rest. A short rest will not affect it.
Short rest will not do it.
And what would cause a second point of exhaustion?
Oh, say if you pressed on for the entire night instead of not stopping to rest. If you had to run consistently for a very long amount of time, like an hour, like you didn't stop running for an entire hour. If you had to slog your way through a swamp for several hours, difficult terrain, wearing you down faster, there's lots of things that can cause exhaustion.
Okay.
Starvation, freezing, being in a desert, lots of things. So many things I can do to you.
Okay, let's
Bad
stop getting
things.
ideas. Okay, so recognizing that she's getting particularly tired, Rooney is going to suggest that I know we want to push ahead. I know the dragon is close, but we should try to find somewhere to rest.
How about the tree over there? Looks comfy.
I don't think oxes can climb trees, says Rumble Rock grumbly at you.
No, of course not. We can stash it in a bush.
I think we should go slightly into the forest, just slightly in for some aerial cover.
Yes, more trees.
I like sleeping in trees, says Donabella. Remember when we had to sleep in trees because that pod of roving wild dogs wanted to eat my feet?
Yep. That was fun.
Yeah, I wish they would have let me pet them.
Yeah.
Was not there for that. Okay.
All right. So you guys move off the road into the first kind of gap between the trees you can see that would accommodate the cart, and you guys go off the road for a couple feet, 20, 30 feet, just so nobody can really see the cart or the horse and the ox from the road itself. Lil by this point is probably already asleep because, as we know, most
she's been
birds,
asleep
yeah,
since the beginning of this trap. As soon as it's nighttime, she's out.
like a light.
She said, "It's night time. I'm done."
What time is it, Kat? It is about 9 or 10 at night.
Okay.
All right. So,
I apologize if anyone can hear my baby monitor in the back.
not as of yet.
Okay.
We'll
good.
let you know if we hear the screeching of young children, though.
She's getting about as loud as she gets, so if you can't hear it now, you're not gonna hear it.
Good to know. Good to know. Right into volume.
Perfect volume. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, you guys move off the road about 20, 30 feet. You're going to kip it out for the night. So who wants to take watches?
I guess Size will take the first watch.
All right, Size is going to take the first watch for the first 4 hours of time.
Size, aren't you still low? Aren't you still low in hit points?
No, they took a short... Wait, you are? I thought you took a short rest on your disc.
No, you can't rest and hold the disc at the same time. That's what we agreed last time.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, Rooney notices that Size hasn't rested or anything, so Rooney's going to insist on taking first rest. On first watch, excuse me.
Nibby said he'll help.
Fine, if you insist.
I want Wessel to rest though, because he doesn't have a lot missing, but he doesn't have a lot of HP to start with, so.
Yeah.
So Rooney's gonna take the first watch.
Let's do some perceptions.
And
Nibby helps.
all right. So everybody goes until
Well, Nibby's got it.
Nibby is also taking the watch with Rooney?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he is now awake thinking about demons and dragons, and you guys said before that the dragon can blow enough ice that it's like a whole ocean, and that's terrifying, and he's awake now.
Rooney and him will talk about Lil and how cute she is for hours, don't worry.
It's a good conversation. It calms him enough that he's able to scan the trees and instead of jumping at every little twig clip, he kind of just turns his head towards it and listens every once in a while, so he'll be able to actually hear them for what they are instead of big scary monsters every turn. And you guys have a pretty uneventful watch. At one point in time, Nibby does get a bit of a scare because the moon that was shining overhead goes dark for about half a second, and he just looks up crazily at the sky like, what the freckles was that? But nothing else seems to happen for your watch.
Does Nibby share that fear with me during watch?
Yeah, he probably was very obviously freaked out and was like, "There was a shadow.
That was scary.
Now, what was that?"
It's fair. Totally fair, Nib. Okay.
All right. And if you look up and see what the shadow was, you see the slow tail end of a cloud trailing away from the moon.
It's a dragon-shaped cloud.
It's a dragon-shaped
Probably
cloud.
a horse-shaped cloud, like the one that was outside of Evil Mansion following us.
Yeah, sure.
Terrifying. Okay. All right. Yeah. So nothing happened.
Nothing happened on your watch. Who are you waking up for the second one?
Sives has been trancing, so I'll go to trance. I'll go to trance. I'm so tired, y'all. I'll go over to Sives and go, Sives.
Sives just like slowly turns the head and just still hasn't blinked in 6 hours and just Ronnie,
Hello. You're okay. Magic is scary. Would you be willing or able to take on watch? I know you don't have your dragonling right now, so you don't have an extra set of eyes, but I'm quite tired myself.
No, that's fine. Sleep is for the weak and nuns. No, yes. And gnomes. Note the distinction. Have a good rest.
Thank you. I'm gonna go lay down on Wessel, and she snuggies up to Wessel, and
And
I
she's...
can only imagine Nibby is already snuggled up to.
Huh. That's if he could get around Donabella, who's probably half draped over him, snoring up a storm.
Also on Wessel. It's very nice having a very fluffy boy.
Wessel is just the group pillow. That's
fair.
That's just Wessel is the group pillow. So Sives, what are the next 4 hours of your watch like? Let's roll me a perception check.
Pretty much just, pacing about and keeping watch and occasionally taking a limb off a bush, which seems to occupy Si's entire time, and covering the ox in bushes so the dragon doesn't see it.
Which he dutifully shakes off every time you place another branch on him.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So, with that perception check, so you're more engrossed in trying to get the ox to keep the branches on than you are actually watching your surroundings. And it's kind of funny because for all you were trying to make it so the ox wouldn't be drawing attention, he's actually kind of snorting and stomping and starting to make a little bit of noise, and because of that, you hear it before you see it, but there's another snort and another stomp that sounds very hoof-like, and when you turn, you see standing in the middle of the camp a rather large boar.
It's the pig.
Is he blue?
He is
Blue
not.
sparkles?
He is not blue, but he is black-furred, and he does have some small blue markings running along his fur, kind of like paint or chalk.
Does he look familiar?
I think we'd need to roll a separate perception check to see if the boar is familiar.
I'll do that. Size just turns to the boar and looks it over and says, hello? How's your
Yes.
night?
This boar looks very familiar.
Lovely stars, right? I'm going to assume yes. I'm going to assume that means yes. Lovely stars.
And he drags his hoof through the ground to the left, and his hoof through the ground to the right as he stares at you intently, his bottom wiggling back and forth as if preparing for something.
Sives flickers a glance over to the sleeping party and just, can I help you with something? Are you hungry? Thirsty?
And it opens its mouth, and you can see jagged molars inside its toothy grin, kind of crooked looking, as a lot of boar teeth are, and the two tusks curling out from its upper lip as it lets out a squeal and charges directly at you.
Yes. Sives is
We
gonna scream
all
like a
hear
little
the-
girl and dive out of the way. Or try.
Go
We
ahead.
hear the squeal and the scream.
You definitely hear the squeal and the scream. Sias, roll me a dexterity check.
Saving through? No, check.
No, saving throw, sorry.
Oh, whoops, okay. Hang on. Saving throw. Dexterity.
That was
Oh,
worse.
well, yeah, sure was.
Alrighty.
You crunch.
Hang on just 1 second for me.
Yeah.
I don't think you dive out of the way.
Yeah, no, I don't mind waiting for my impending doom. It's fine.
Yeah, I think maybe no.
Sives thinks about diving out of the way, but by the time that thought completes, already gone. Poof.
Should move.
Alright. What's your AC, Sives?
A good question. I think it's 11. Let me double check. That's Skoldrax. 12. It's 12. I have a feeling that doesn't help me.
Nope.
I don't think it helps.
Nah.
Alright, you're gonna go ahead and the boar charges at you, its head lowered, and once it reaches you, just as you're about to dive out of the way, it jerks its head, and you are going to take 10 points of slashing damage, and you are also going to be hurled 10 feet away, and you will end up prone on the ground.
I get boof. And then, yeah.
And after that, the boar keeps running and doesn't stop, and it disappears into the undergrowth.
Sives just lifts an arm and weakly calls out, "Nice to meet you."
Oh, goodness gracious.
So you guys are all woken up by this squealing boar, and you find Sives on the ground with, like, hoof and tusk marks in him.
And, like, not doing well at all.
Probably a big gash across the belly, and there's, like, a hint of glass there for some reason. But it's okay. It's fine. It's probably fine.
Glass.
Yeah, don't ask.
And Nyx comes over to see if he's okay.
Rudy's gonna rush over too. Not that there's much she can do, but like,
And Nibby's just kind of sitting there like, what just happened? Half asleep, bleary-eyed.
Size is gonna quickly flip over under the belly and adopt that teenager making a phone call in their bed pose. I'm fine. How about you? Sorry to wake you up. There was a pig. It was angry.
You guys roll a perception check for me, Rooney and Nyx.
We're doing this again.
Yeah, just roll me a perception check.
Yeah, I got it.
So, Nyx, you don't notice it because you're too busy staring at Sives because you saw the giant freaking gash that's all over him before he managed to flip over when Rooney was running up. But, Rooney, you notice that around the ox, there are just piles and piles of broken sticks and leaves and twigs, and you're not exactly sure why they're there, because they weren't there when you were on watch.
What is happening over by the ox? Did the boar break a tree? What happened?
Several bushes. For some reason, it was weird. I went to check it out and it attacked me. Mm-hmm.
Deception check.
I think I started it while he was making friends with the ox. I don't know.
And Rooney, you need to roll an insight check, although with a nat one.
Does it beat a nat one?
Maybe, I mean, unless you roll a nat one.
And I'm sorry, I'm rolling a what now?
Insight check.
Insight. Well, I'm +4 on this, so fingers crossed. Yep.
Yay!
You've never heard Sives lie worse than in his entire life. He must be really hurt.
Sives, I think you might be woozy from blood loss. No. No. No, honey.
Okay, fine. I was trying to hide the ox. I got a little distracted. A pig snuck up on me, and then it was rude.
Sounds more accurate. But boars usually travel in packs. That one was alone, or should we leave?
Well, it was alone. It had a bit of blue on it. It seemed intelligent, you know.
It was the weird one.
Probably.
Did it glow when it ran away?
I don't know. I was on my back.
Fair. Never mind.
Would any of us been conscious enough to determine if the boar was glowing when it ran away?
Its hooves were glowing, slight little sparks of blue every time they touched the ground.
Okay.
Terrifying.
So,
Now, question is, was this about the area that we saw it the first time?
Well, it's nighttime now, so it's kind of difficult to tell, but if you want to roll a survival check for me, you'd probably be able to figure it out.
I'm probably not going to be doing that one very well. All right, let's give it a try.
Rooney gets advantage on her survival check. Yeah. Yeah, it's maybe a mile or two off from where you saw the boar the last time.
Meanwhile, Sives takes out, sewing thread and needle and just, turns away from them but flips over and, I'll be with you in a moment.
Sives, I think maybe you should take another rest, says Ruby. She's kind of groggy, but she's rubbing her eyes and kind of sitting up and getting situated. I'll take the next watch.
I mean,
Go to bed, Sives.
Fine. Sives seems to be stuffing something back into their something, and then it's gets up and just walks away. Nighty night.
Everybody at this
Does
time.
Rooney notice that when she said you must be suffering some blood loss, that there's no blood on the ground? With her 23 perception check?
Oh, yes.
The giant slash across him.
Oh, yes.
Now, probably maybe little bits of cotton, but that's about it.
You don't see any blood on the ground at all.
Sives, this is not the time, but we need to talk. I didn't hear you, Felix. You cut out in Discord.
I think you said I feel fine.
I
I can't hear you. I'm sleeping.
You don't do that. Anyway, we should pack up and get out of here before that happens again.
Yeah, no, Sides just crawled up into the cart.
Well, we still haven't got a full night's sleep yet, and it's true. It's only about maybe 3 in the morning. You haven't had a full long rest yet.
We're not going to get one because it keeps getting interrupted, right?
Well, you don't know if it's going to come back or not.
Well, I'll leave it up to you. Do you risk it? Usually boars are in packs. That last time we saw that one, it was just one, but that was from the road to the edge of the woods. We couldn't see deeper.
I suppose we could put it to a vote.
I vote we stay. We need the rest.
Disagrees. Nick says we should definitely rest, especially if there's gonna potentially be a dragon as well.
Yeah, dragons are scarier than boars, I think.
And as long as we are paying attention, we should hopefully be able to avoid another incident.
I get my
Nick
head
is a little tired.
Sives is asleep. Allegedly.
Slimes can't hear you.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
What was that hit dice for? Oh,
Recovering.
Uh-huh.
And you all go back to bed to discover Donabella never woke up. She was just asleep this whole time.
Yeah, she gets a long rest.
Donabella always gets a long rest.
And so did Lil. Lil has a long rest too.
all right. Rooney is going to go curl back up by Wessel.
I mean, if Wes is in the cart, then Size for that matter.
Alright. So everybody tries to settle back into sleep except for Ruby, who's going to be taking the hopefully final watch. Let's see what you do, Rooney. Ruby. There we go.
Yay! Finally.
Woo!
Now, I just want to point out to you guys that failing perception checks doesn't necessarily mean something bad is going to happen to you. You just won't notice it till too late if it is.
I disagree strongly. Every single time we've gotten a low perception check, it has been like, oh, suddenly there's a dragon.
It's not my fault you rolled badly at crucial points in my storytelling.
I'm so sorry. There's a 20 involved in perception. All of a sudden, there's nothing happening. The second someone rolls an 8.
All right, fine. As the day breaks, Ruby looks up and says, "Hey guys, look, the dragon's here."
Great.
No, I'm joking. There's no dragon.
Yes, there is. It's within 6 miles. Anyway.
Not anymore.
Yay.
Oh.
Well, actually, you don't know that.
Yeah, Rooney doesn't know that.
Nobody knows
Rooney
that.
only has that for like a minute. It's been hours.
It's been an entire night. So, yep, the rest of the night / early morning passes relatively uneventfully. There is some rustling in the bushes, but every time Ruby hears it, she kind of stands up, grips her hammer, and kind of steps in that direction, and then it just stops. So there was some shenaniganery, but nothing happened.
Happy.
All right, and then the first rays of dawn peek through the leaves and sparkle across Sives' not blood-soaked clothing and the rest of our party as they sleep and gently nudges them into wakefulness.
Mhm. Well, Sives, sits up and stretches and pretends to yawn, and I haven't actually slept in weeks. That's lovely.
You haven't done what now?
slept that well in weeks. That is lovely.
Don't elves need sleeping?
He said he hasn't slept that well in weeks.
The second time, yes.
Yes, this is a long rest. All of your spell slots are restored. All of your hit
Yay.
dice are back. All of your hit
Yay.
points are restored. You all have a nice long rest.
And no exhaustion.
Except for Lil, who has mysteriously vanished in the night, having been eaten by an owl.
Dang it.
Unfortunate. Ruby, why didn't you notice that?
She didn't have that great a perception, guys. I'm joking.
22.
I'm joking.
Pretty good.
Lil's fine. Lil's fine. Everybody, Lil's fine. And how do you know it didn't happen on Sive's watch anyway?
That's true. We would never
Fair.
know. All right, I get my spell slot back. Yay. Okay.
Besides,
What?
oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. I was gonna say Wessel doesn't have any for me to worry about. He's back to full health, and that's all I wanted.
Oh my gosh, the bird flies over and starts ting-ting-tinging on the bell, bringing everybody to wakefulness and causing Big Owl to weep quietly over the loss of Petunia once more.
Good thought on the mending.
I don't know what you're talking about. It didn't hurt me at all.
Rooney makes direct eye contact with Sives. He's like, we will talk later.
Stripped my cloak.
It's fine. Everything is fine.
It was just a fever dream. Bad dream. Like this. All around.
The boar is a lie. Alright, so you guys get up, you make some breakfast over a low fire, Goldrack burns the rations and curses terribly. Big Al joins him in the colorful language, while Donabella covers Nibby's ears and Ruby covers Donabella's ears. and
Maybe covers Lil's ears.
Lil just tings the bell to get a beat to the cursing, so it's more like a rap song at this point. All right, and yeah, it's a beautiful, sparkling morning. What you guys doing today?
Climbing out of the cart, attempting to be less stinky by rubbing mint all over. You know, the usual.
Sives gets up, walks over to a patch of mint, face plants, and rolls back and forth.
Yep.
Rooney is going to wake up with Wessel and go, well, an eventful night.
And what's Nix and Nibby doing?
Nibby's just looking at what's Master Sives doing, and Nick's just like, eat your breakfast.
Leaf bath.
Oh dear Lord. The ox kicks some of the sticks that Sives had piled up on him in Sives' direction as he rolls.
Crunch, crunch, crunch. Oh.
Makes a lovely loofah. Alright. So Ruby's gonna go and get the ox hitched back up to the cart and start getting ready for the day of travel. Alright. Rooney, what do you think? Do you think we can... You're the one with the map. Do you think we can make it back to the town before the day's out?
Aaron, you said it was like a day before we got back, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I said day and a half, but you made good progress.
Okay. So, maybe not by nightfall, but by sunrise.
Oh, well that's good. I'll be looking forward to sleeping in a bed again.
Me too. You were a good roomie while it lasted.
Deception check? No.
No, it wasn't bad.
You didn't sleep in a bed, though.
She slept in a bed.
You slept on Wessel.
I know. I said she was a good roommate while it lasted.
Okay.
I didn't say I slept in a bed. I slept on Wessel. I know I slept on Wessel. I never sleep on a bed. You kidding me?
Why would you sleep on a
Ruby
bed
has a bed.
when you have a Wessel?
Exactly.
Wessel, the premier in lumbar support.
The fluffiest, goodest boy.
The sweetest fluffers ever.
Anyway, I'm gonna no, we're back on the road, so I'm going to insist that we just get skiddily on out of here. First thing I'm gonna do though is a little paranoid about
Dragons.
last night. Yeah, dragons. So gonna check, do a little checky check on that dragony boy within 6 miles and expend a spell slot.
Alrighty. So you reach out with your conscience, and you can't feel the black dragon anymore because you're kind of out of the area where you'd be able to feel him in. Wherever he is far, far out of your reaches of your senses at the moment. And you do feel the dragon, but not very strongly. It feels as though he's either just on the edges of your senses or has just recently passed through them and is now out of the range of them. But it is somewhere to the south and east, so sort of the opposite direction of where you're going.
Copy. Alright, so I'm going to share with the group that our ice dragony friend
Oh no, Discord fucked up.
and is no longer within my sense. You okay?
Yeah.
Huh?
Discord fucked up.
Oh.
Oh.
So I believe we're in the clear, at least for now, as far as dragons go.
Well, that's nice.
What about boars? Says Ruby as she stares at Sives.
I can only do so much, Ruby.
Alright. Somebody didn't get their long rest last night. She puts up her hands defensively.
Just a little skittish about the middle of the night situation. It was aggressive after being accosted prior in the evening. Just got a lot. I'm sorry. Not to be short.
Ah, well, it was probably.
Not to be short.
You're not much taller than me, Ruby.
Oh, it's the truth, though.
On the Phandalin, I suppose.
And Goldrak and Big Al give grunts of agreement and then look at each other, kind of narrowing their eyes a bit. Like a very macho standoff of who had the biggest grunt. And then eventually it just breaks and they walk on as if nothing had happened. Well, they walk on until Goldrak mounts his horse because the horse has had enough rest now, so Goldrak can ride it again. And Donnabella's gonna jump up into the cart. Ruby's gonna walk with the ox. Where's everybody else going?
Rooney is gonna hop on Wessel because he's all healed up and he doesn't mind.
Uh-huh. I guess Sives will hop out of the cart if he hasn't already and walk alongside it. Fun.
Alright. And the two other men from the farm, the younger sandy-haired boy and the mute gentleman, are going to clamber up into the cart because they had, well, the boy still kind of looks sort of pale, as if he's possibly suffering from some exhaustion. But the other gentleman is just kind of getting up in there so that they can converse to each other with movements of their hands. So they're going to.
Did the boy not rest?
The boy rested, but the boy, it looks like, may have had some things wrong with him before the rest happened.
Oh, fair. Long rests only remove one level of exhaustion. I remember.
Yep. So anyway, you are all bundled up and ready to set off along the Boar Trail.
Uh-huh.
Who wants to roll perception to see if bad things happen to you?
Oh
See if we see
boy.
those other two boars.
What
Before
other,
they get ya.
what other two boars?
We're on the Boar Trail. There's
Oh.
3.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I felt kind of silly after our first boar experience when I was just like, are there boars native to the woods here? There's literally a road named after them. Like in the area. Let's see what's going on in here. Well,
You and Wessel are synced up today.
we got it. It's a new morning.
It's a new day. Yeah, everybody's pretty decently well today.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys make your way down the Boar Trail. You make excellent pace. Ruby is very good at making sure the ox doesn't step into any potholes, deviates around divots. There doesn't seem to be too much blocking the pathway on the road today. Donabella is pointing out interesting birds from the cart, and every time she points out one, Lil is probably chirping at it to talk to it and whatnot. And you've got Wessel and Rooney taking up the lead, tracking down the road, looking in all directions, sniffing the air, just peering around with their eyes, and Nyx and Sives scanning the sides of the road just to be sure it's safe, and Nib nervously glancing over their shoulder back the way they had come. And all in all, you're basically a 360 degree of perception going on right there. So there's nothing that can sneak up on you. That is why Rooney and Wessel notice it long before you come upon it. But there is something large and sparkling in the center of the roadway, about half a mile away from you.
That's not cursed at all.
Is it yellow eyes?
It is large, it is very, very shiny, and seems to be reflecting the light of the sun in many different directions.
That doesn't seem like a trick or a trap. Size, any chance your dragonling's available?
Size tries to summon Dragonling, question mark?
You can take, I think it's an hour as a ritual to summon it, or you can do it instantaneously with a spell slot.
Size relays this. I can use a spell and summon it immediately, or I can use a ritual and, summon it longer. But it'll, not wear me out quite as much. It's up to you.
You know your magic better than me.
Spell slot it is. And then, Size snaps her fingers and, summons.
Boom! There's a dragonling.
Hello, little friend. I'm sorry you died. I hope you're not too angry with me.
Bites your finger.
Yes, I was anticipating that. I'll get your stacks when we get back to town. By the way, you wouldn't happen to know what that is. You didn't want to go take a look at it, do you? By chance? It's shiny.
Stares at you distrustfully after last time.
I mean, you don't have to, but I'd really appreciate it.
And of course it's gonna shake its little head and flap its little wings and go take a look, because it is your familiar, and it will do whatever you want it to do. And Lil takes off after the dragonling to also go see the shiny thing. Alright, roll me an investigation check for your dragonling. All right, so it flies along the trail with a little bird in tow, and it gets to within a good distance of it without accidentally severing its connection to you. And it's gonna, oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry, turn its head this way and that and kind of look it over, and what you can see through its eyes is what looks like a massive block of ice.
Ah, I should have figured. It would appear to be ice, my dear. Rather big block of it.
I'm only worried about what's inside.
The
Yes,
size of an ocean?
might be people. Who knows? Let's go see.
All right.
I'm gonna say let's just be careful. It's probably from the dragon, who's not quite within my reach, at least as of this morning. And that could be a thing. But also there's I'm sure there's others terrifying magic out there that can make ice. So let's just be wary.
I mean, fair. Simon's gonna go up and poke the, ice block.
All right, it's about half a mile away, so it's gonna take you a couple minutes to get over to the ice block.
We're all gonna. I think we're all gonna approach. I know, Bruni and Wessel are going to approach.
All right, so you guys keep traveling along the Triboar Trail until you approach the ice block. As you go closer, you can see how truly massive it is. It takes up almost half of the Triboar Trail, which is big enough that 2 wagons could pass side by side without touching. It takes up almost half of the Triboar Trail and is sticking out in all manner of jagged directions towards the sky itself. And there does appear to be a darker mass at the center of this ice. It's very reflective and crystalline across the outer part of the surface, but as you get more towards the center, it's murkier and you can't quite make out what's inside.
Huh. Donabella, are you awake, dear?
Yes, Master Sives. What can I do for you?
Trying to melt some of this away. Do you think you could do that? I want to see what's inside.
I can definitely melt things. And Donnabella's just gonna leap out of the cart excitedly, bare feet, and start running straight at the ice block.
Do be careful, dear.
Yeah, Ruby, poor Ruby. She doesn't step back because honestly, Ruby's pretty laid back. Nothing really phases her that much, except for the death of dear beloved oxes and cows and the donkey. Butterscotch. R.I.P. Butterscotch. Last known
I thought it
location.
was Buttercup.
Butterscotch.
Butterscotch, buttercup.
Butter. I don't remember.
Butterskull.
You're.
Evie, it's butterscotch, buttercup.
So, Butterskull is a ranch.
I know. The mule was Buttercup. I have it written down. Was eaten by a dragon.
That is correct. Buttercup. I like butterscotch better though. If only I had thought of butterscotch first. Anywho, Buttercup was eaten by a dragon. Last known location, dragon stomach. But anyway, Donabella goes charging straight headfirst toward a giant ice thing in the middle of the road. And she is going to put out her hands, and she is going to start casting firebolts at it. The first firebolt smashes into the side of it and sizzles just maybe an inch or two into this ice. That is how cold it is. And you can actually see from where you're standing, Donabella is actually shivering a little bit, as if there is some massive cold rolling off of this block of ice to begin with. And she is just going to keep trying to shoot firebolts at it, but it looks like it's taking a very long time. And then Nick steps up and also firebolts it. They start carving out a little tunnel into the ice, releasing water.
And Nibby hops into the cart and hides in the cart.
So, yep, they start melting through the ice block. It is going to take a long time. I would say about 20, 30 minutes before they get far enough into it where they could actually see what's at the center of this ice. And Nyx, why don't you go ahead and make a nature check for me?
Ooh.
Nature. I see nothing. Nibby is watching very carefully. Would he see anything?
Not unless he's right up there with them, because
Okay,
you guys are
cool.
about.
He is not close.
You guys are about 6. You guys are about 6 feet into this block of ice right now. It's like
Okay.
a tunnel that you've carved out to get towards the center. So Nyx, you see what looks like some sandy yellow fur and some rather massive. There's a rather massive paw that is sort of kind of in your direction. Kind of like it was raised. And that's about all you can see with a 16.
Yeah, I figured it was the mantiquees. Now, is there any movement or anything, or is it like, yeah, they're dead?
Perception check.
Oh, Dan, I gotta find it. Perception. Probably see nothing, because that's normally what happens.
No, you don't see any kind of movement.
Size will approach the tunnel and stick the head in and, call in, voice reverberating. Have you found anything, darlings?
Now, do I think it's the manticore, or is my nature high enough to make that potentially educated guess?
Go ahead and just roll a straight up intelligence check for me.
Okay.
I was gonna say, Nyx has met them, up and close, at least once.
Let's see, where's intelligence?
That's the top, I think.
I'm gonna say that's with advantage. Yeah, he looks kind of like that paw. Maybe.
Okay, so I say it looks like it's a giant paw. It looks similar to the manticore. I'm not sure if it is.
Ha! Interesting. Do you suppose there's any chance of perhaps freeing it?
We're trying. Do we want to free it? Do you think it would still be alive?
I wouldn't worry about that.
You know we have Rumble Rock, right?
Does Rudy say this out loud?
No.
For the simple fact that reagents. One way, yeah, that's useful.
Rooney is going to come and kind of poke their head into the tunnel as well, and just go, a giant what?
It's a paw, look, Rooney. And Donnabella's pointing at the paw.
Yes, it appears to be a big kitty cat paw.
Oh man.
But look at it this way: if we
is it just one?
Roll a perception check for me, Rooney.
Will do.
Just one paw or one manticore?
Manticore. Well, nothing. I forgot we were nice.
It is a paw. What are you talking about?
You can honestly barely even see the paw. You're not even sure that it is what they're telling you it is.
All right, guys. You talking about your paws or whatever. I'm gonna head back to Wessel.
So, Sives, they're not quite deep enough for you to be able to tell if it's just one manticore or not, but it's a pretty large block of ice. 2 could easily fit in there if they were in there.
Look at it this way, Sives calls. If we uncover them and they're alive, or it's alive, however many happen to be in there, then, they might be happy about it. And we gain allies that no longer want to eat us on sight. Things viewings last time were tentative at best, and they might be, in fact, viewing us as a life debt.
They also might recognize the ox.
It's a new ox. Don't worry about it.
The old one didn't have that scar. Sorry.
And yes, Wessel would have advantage because he has smelled the manticores before, but he would have to get into that tunnel of ice to get a good whiff.
And Rooney doesn't believe that anything's happening in there, so she's not sending him in.
And on the off chance they're dead, then we get free reagents. I mean, win-win.
Although I like the idea, Kat.
Do you want us to keep melting, Master Sives?
I suppose uncover as much as you see fit until you start to feel tired, and then we'll figure it out from there.
Oh, don't worry, it's a cantrip. I don't ever get tired.
That's my gal.
Nyx recommends that instead of going straight, like, towards the manticore, to maybe kind of go around the side so we can get, like, a little bit of a better view of what it is and, kind of get a little better idea of what's going on there as opposed to just kind of going straight at the possibly, cryogenically frozen and able to be resuscitated manticore.
All right. And it takes about 30 to 40 more minutes of pinpointed melting, but you manage to get around the side of the dark blob, and it is indeed, after you've melted this far, you can tell that it is indeed a manticore. Possibly the manticore, though it's kind of hard to tell exact facial features at this point, since some of the ice is still a little bit cloudy. But it looks quite much like it might be. But it's definitely a male manticore because it does have a beard that was frozen not a beard, a mane that was frozen rather spectacularly.
Okay. It's not Karen.
That one's not Karen. But in your melting, you do uncover a second dark blob.
I almost feel bad for them. Almost.
Now, does Rooney see them and believe us now?
Rooney can definitely, if she chooses to go in there, see the first manticore for sure.
Rooney will come back in with Wessel this time and check it out. Check out what all the hubbub is about, because it's been taking a while and we're still worried about this big ice block. And I've just been hearing Rumble Rock and Big Al bitching on the side of the road about how we need to go.
Yeah, they've been saying some pretty racially insensitive things about elves.
And she's getting pretty sick of it.
Sives doesn't even seem bothered. Probably agrees with parts of it.
And over there in the cart, the young man is just profusely apologizing to Rooney from the corner of his mouth every chance that he gets, and the mute one is just nodding along, kind of shooting apologetic and guilty glances towards her and Nibby every time that Big Al swears particularly hard.
Nibby's not paying any attention. He's just staring at the water gushing out of the big block of ice, and Lil's just sitting on his head chirping away.
Rooney's been very understanding to the young man. She gets it. There's elders and stuff, respect and whatnot, but also getting sick of it. So Rooney comes in to see what's going on, and I'm going to do Wessel's check. Let me know if I can do another check for Rooney.
Sure. Yeah, you can do another check for Rooney now. Enough of it's uncovered, and there's a new blob. Okay.
The first one was Wessel that time.
Ooh! I have the Burning Hand spell? When did I get that?
I think you've had that for a while.
Oh, well, I guess Sives goes up and starts to help, I guess.
Okay, so Burning Hands is a cone effect, not a cantrip. It's a spell. Also, that's how Donabella killed Ruby.
Oh, never mind. Sives recognizes this, starts to cast it, sees how it's starting to get big, and it's like, oh, no, just waves hands, shuts it off.
Good thing Ruby wasn't in that tunnel, or she would have been having to start flashbacks. Anywho, Rooney walks up to the frozen forms inside the ice, and you and Wessel recognize straight away that this is the Manticore that you met the first time, Manny the Manticore, aka Deathclaw, aka Venom Claw, aka so many other names. So you recognize that this is the Manticore that you have met before, at least one of them, the male one. And you also recognize that the other shape blob in the ice is of a similar size, maybe slightly less mass.
Guys,
Yeah.
there were 2 manticores during the whole Mantiquise ordeal.
Uh-huh.
Are we trying to free the things that tried to eat us?
Yes.
Personally, I think it's just nature's running its course, them being in that ice. Let nature do its job, says Ruby from back by the ox.
Well, we could do that. We could, but
We
on
should
the off
free them
chance-
for science, says Donabella.
and bereavement of a life debt. Wink, wink.
I could use a new cloak, says Rumble Rock.
Yes, I'm sure you could. Look, if you want, you can go all the way over there, and I'll finish this off myself, and then I'll deal with them. How about that? I really, really think we should free them. You know, allies. We need allies.
I'm sure that they'll hate the dragon even more.
Uh-huh.
We haven't gotten rid of it yet, clearly. You don't think they'll be a bit mad about that?
Well, I'm sure they'll be a bit glad that we're rescuing them.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to complain if you're not dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I do quite a bit of complaining when I'm almost dead.
We've been doing quite a bit of almost dying.
Well, all right. Let's take a group vote then. Who doesn't want to let the manticores go and be nice people?
Nibby's hand jumps up because he's like, no water, no more water, thank you, no more water.
Ruby also raises her hand.
Nyx raises her hand like, I think we should just go.
Rooney is weirdly fine with it because it was like, because of Sive's last comment. Be nice people. I was like, damn it, nice people. Okay.
Goldjack looks kind of undecided. He's like halfway between annoyed that we spent this much time on an ice cube with nothing to show for it, and also doesn't care about being a good person to manticores. So he looks troubled and on the fence.
Can we get a time estimate to make a more informed decision?
I mean,
Aaron?
What? I'm sorry, what was that?
Can we get a time estimate on how long it's going to take them to burn through all of this ice?
To free the manticores, it'll probably... Why don't you do an Arcana check for me?
Me?
Your character is the one who wants to know.
Also, can I do, like, perception or something or what did we say? Survival or nature or something to see if I detected, like, any life while we were...
Oh yeah, that would be a perception check.
Perception. Probably don't see anything, but what a...
You haven't noticed any movement or breath.
Okay.
all right. Sives will go up to the manticores and see if they can tell if they're alive.
Go ahead and roll me. This would be more of an investigation check. You got to get real up close and personal.
Oh yeah, like
face to the
nose
ice
right
and
in the
everything. Yeah.
fur.
Well, you can't get to the fur. None of the fur is exposed. They're still behind
Oh, okay.
ice. You just melted around them, basically.
Yeah, I thought the paw was exposed. My bad.
Now you can see the paw
Oh.
in one of the clearer areas of the ice. Oh.
It doesn't matter.
What was he trying to see again?
He's trying to see if it was alive.
You're not even sure if it's a real manticore. This could be a statue someone made. Maybe they're fucking with you.
True. Suspicious. Sives just stares, muttering, face against the ice.
But wasted an entire day, says Ruby.
Then sunk cost fallacy, we might as well get something out of it.
Yes, exactly. Sives peels their face away from the ice with a and just
Which somehow doesn't hurt them.
1 point of frostburn damage.
Yes.
So what are we doing?
I mean,
I say burn it.
yes.
Burn it? And Donabella's hands light on fire.
Ah!
That's the ice. I mean, look at it this way. If they are super angry, they'll already be weakened. We can just murder them. It's fine.
Sives casually promoting murder.
I mean, he's trying to offer solutions.
Murder is the solution, you gotta admit.
Rooney making a passive-aggressive comment that if we end up murdering them, then Rumble Rock can have his new coat.
Rumble Rock looks noticeably happier, and he's like, alright, yeah, let him out.
Well, I think Nyx would say something like, we have some, injured individuals in the cart here. I think we should at least move some of our party a little further away if we're deciding to potentially unleash a live manticore, and also kind of like indicating the older gentleman as well, like, we should probably get him away in case the manticore say something.
Yes, quite.
Oh. And Ruby's like glancing at the bell. And, right. Come along, Mr. Owl. And he's like, what do you mean? Why can't I see what's in the ice?
I think it would be safer after all of your experiences.
There's rabies in the ice. Come on.
It's rabies. Deception check.
If rabies in ice, it's gonna melt eventually. You don't want to be here when that happens.
Rabies isn't phraseable.
That's why it'll be viable. It melts.
I'm trying to persuade them to go away from the ice.
What do you say to persuade them to go away from the ice?
Because you all have been in a very traumatic experience and being locked in your basement. I think it would be best if we allow you all to rest a little further, and we'll move you all away from the ice. I, of course, will stay with you all, and we'll let them handle it to make sure that nothing bad happens to you, your son, your friend. We want to make sure that all of you stay safe, especially after your experiences.
That's a very persuasive argument, Mrs. Red Lady. Let's go.
Great job, Red Lady.
What was Sives doing?
Oh, just gesturing down to the giant pool of water, probably spreading across the road.
Yeah, the road's pretty fucking muddy at this point.
Yes, they don't want to get the fancy clothes dirty.
Wait, Sives doesn't want to get their fancy clothes dirty, or does he think that the farm hands are wearing fancy clothes?
You know what? I hadn't thought about that. Never mind. Sives pointing at the water for no reason.
Okay, so
wet.
it's at least Nibby, Nyx, and the 3 individuals in the cart.
Yes.
Ruby is leading the ox and them away. Is that the whole part?
That is correct.
Okay.
And I assume that Nibby is also there in the cart
yes.
because he's not getting out of
He is
it.
not getting close to the water. No, he's good.
The cart wobbles ominously as it passes the iceberg and the small lake it has created in the middle of the road. Nibby has a heart attack and faints into the cart. No.
Well, let's see. Let's see how his constitution is. Give me a
And
second here.
death saving throws.
Let's see here. Constitution, right? There we go. Let's see how he's doing.
Nope, he faints into the cart.
he's out.
He actually faints now. Why?
He actually faints. Not only does he faint, he probably hits his head a little.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, he's not happy with the giant water that you all said comes from the dragon. It's just frozen. He's not happy with this.
Oh god, actually, with a natural 1, I think as the cart jostles and they go through the water, when he faints, he falls out of the cart into the water.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Which instantly wakes him up, but...
Now he's just crying.
Oh lord.
Boy.
Ruby stops and goes back and picks Nip up and puts him in the cart. He just goes into a fetal position.
Oh, Nibby.
Oh,
Poor lad.
this is the worst.
Oh.
This is the worst. This poor child.
Oh my god. Oh.
I have to see this meme that you have undoubtedly posted, I'm sure.
There's a few.
Oh,
Just
Lord.
the little girl from Monsters Inc. crying for anyone who's watching the Twitch.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Little boo.
Okay, so you guys move the cart past the water. Nippy is now out of danger, but probably in his own PTSD episode, which the Ox probably honestly would have been in too if he knew there were manticores inside that glacier.
We
Thankfully,
haven't said that word very loudly.
I don't think he knows what that word means anyway, but he didn't see any manticores because they're in an ice tunnel that you have carved out and that he cannot get into. So, Ox is okay. So yeah, and then Sives and Donabella are gonna try to melt the rest of the way through there. And Sives, why don't you go ahead and roll me just straight up Arcana.
Alrighty. Arcana. It's my highest stat. Come on.
Oh, it is such slow going. You're basically like blowtorching. You're trying to blowtorch through a glacier at this point.
Yeah.
He's got his little lighter and he's going at it.
Yeah, you aren't used to this sustained amount of casting. You're used to more like one and dones. You don't use your cantrips that much. You're more for the big bang of things for the most part.
Yeah. Go Flashy, I go home.
Dennabella's doing a little bit better. She's moving at a moderate pace, but it's still about an hour before you melt out the other manticore and are able to melt around them enough that you can actually touch fur or paws or whatnot, at which point it would be dangerous to melt them any further because you might accidentally light them on fire.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have a pickaxe. Or at least someone holding one.
Well, he's not going in there.
Rumblerock isn't afraid of much, and he is quite eager for his manticore coat and has gotten quite bored waiting for these stupid spellcasters.
If he goes in there, they're dead, even if they're dead now.
Let's see. How about... Could I possibly use Thunder Wave to break the rest of the ice?
You can
If I
certainly
do it
try.
See, the way you
Everybody
say
else
that,
get out of the ice first.
probably.
Well, you can.
Exit the ice.
Bella exits the ice.
So, Zives is gonna probably stand at like, I don't know, Is there a way that Sives could cast this spell at a lower, like a reduced power level, so that way they don't hurt?
No.
So
First
yeah,
level is like its minimum.
gotcha. Okay, well, I don't see any way of making this go any faster. So, rip, say lovey.
Alrighty. So go ahead and roll Thunderwave for me.
This is gonna be so bad.
Spent all this time to save the manticores, and Sives is going to kill them right now.
Not intentionally. Oh God. Please don't die. 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 Please don't die.
Okie dokie. So, you stand between the two manticores, you draw in a deep breath, and as you let it out, thunderous boom shakes the entire little ice cavern that you've basically carved into the side of this block of ice. As lightning races up the forms of the two manticores that you have melted out. And you see their bodies twitch and jerk markedly before whatever ice that still holds them shatters and they both fall to the ground. It appears like the twitching and jerking may have just been in reaction to the muscular structure being riddled with the thunderous energy and not from any actual signs of life. But you may wish to show some signs of life and roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Yup. Dexterity. Oh boy.
So you hear a crack and a creak and a shattering noise as the cavern you guys have painstakingly melted out of the ice starts to crack and shatter with blocks of ice falling down. You are going to be struck in the shoulder by 1d4 of bludgeoning ice.
Awesome.
So 3 damage. You take 3 damage as a block of ice smacks you in the shoulder. And the cave is currently collapsing around you. I would advise getting out of there.
Yeah. Sives is gonna go ahead and do that. Run.
Alright. Roll me one more dex save. See if you can get out of here before it collapses fully.
Dex save.
Oh
dear.
So, you guys from outside, you hear this thunderous boom of energy peal throughout the ice cavern that you have just left Sives in, and then almost directly after, you see cracks running up the sides of what remains of this giant ice block as it begins to break apart and collapse inward. And you see the figure of Sives running up the tunnel for the exit as fast as he can, just as the entire thing collapses and a big plume of like steam and smoke from all the ice falling into the melted water just rings out. And once it clears, you can see Sives, half of him, the front half, kind of face down on the ground with a jumble of shattered ice from his waist downward, crushing him. Doesn't look like it's like killing him, but he is definitely stuck.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable.
Sives looks distressed, but probably not as distressed as he should be. Just more inconvenienced.
Master Sives, were the manticores alive? Did they do this to you?
You know what? I think I to myself, and honestly, I couldn't tell if they were alive or not. If you would you mind helping me get out of here, and I'll go take a look. Owie. Oof. Ouchies.
It sounds so painful. Sides.
Yes, quite painful.
Rooney comes over and begins moving ice.
Alright, everybody who's trying to dig him out, roll strength checks.
Oh wait, I'm stupid. I just wait, hold on. So I just like waves them off and is like, wait, I got it. Yes, move that one.
I did
And
nothing anyway.
You just put your foot against an ice cube and like kick it.
I got close and I was like, "Ooh, it's too cold." Went back.
Yeah, Science is gonna the fog spell out of there, which I probably should have done that in the first place. I forgot I had it.
Misty step?
Yeah.
Alright, you blink and Sives is like right next to you, staring down at the crevice that his body used to be in.
Yeah, and then folds like a paper. Folds like a soggy paper.
And now he's back down inside the mud.
But at least I'm outside of the ice. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Alright, you have solved my ice puzzle. By breaking it.
Well, what did you think we were gonna do?
Break it.
Be super fair here. That's what we do. Can we solve this by convincing it to leave us alone? No.
Unsuccessfully.
Okay. Attack.
Well, I mean, you managed to make the kobolds not attack you.
Persuasion, though.
Persuade the ice to unmelt itself.
Exactly. I was gonna say we can't persuade the ice, so clearly the only option is
Well, we
to
never
punch
tried,
it.
so
That's
I mean,
also true.
it could be sentient. We could do Arcana checks on the ice itself.
Maybe it was sentient. Maybe you just killed an ice nymph.
I mean, maybe. But anyway, Sives is just on the ground and gestures over to the manticores that are uncovered now, I assume.
Investigation check for anybody who wants to go look.
Oh, I want to go look, but from a distance.
To go have a peek ski.
Take me with you.
Rooney grabs the back of Sive's coat and drags him with.
Wessel's gonna come with me because he be doing that.
All right, so you guys make your way up onto the pile of broken ice that's there, and make your way towards where you think the manticores might be. You got to move a couple things out of the way, and Sives, you notice it before Wessel and Rooney do. And your heart, if you had one, just stops beating. You notice it before they do, but Wessel's the one who brings it to everybody else's attention by gleefully picking up what looks like the frozen remains of a half-shattered manticore arm and victoriously parading his new chew toy.
Oh.
You see, when the ice shattered around those manticore bodies and sent them to the ground, it also shattered the fact that they were frozen through. And now you have a manticore puzzle, a manticore body puzzle.
Well,
I think probably the call here is to take what we can that's important and go. And maybe a burial if we can.
It is now like 1 o'clock, in case anybody was wondering.
Yeah, it's a late afternoon, and these guys have just been talking shit for the last 9 hours. However.
Well, I guess we have reagents now.
I'll get sacks from the cart, says Donabelle, and goes running, splashing through the frozen, through the thawed out muddy puddles just for the cart, sending Nibby into more bouts of rocking back and forth in fetal position.
Sives, I'm gonna army crawl over to one of the, Rudy and Ruby can probably figure out what Silas is gonna do. Starts drawing sigils on the ground, just humming to himself.
Ruby runs, well, she was already at the cart. Ruby grabs Goldrack really quick and drags him off towards the woods. We need to have a personal conversation right now, thank you. She drags him off into the woods. While he's...
Right now? Yes, right now.
Yes, right now. Concerning our lord and servant relationship, I need to talk to you right now.
I need closure. Then Size, once Goldrack is suitably distracted, is gonna go ahead and try to find some Manticore spirits.
Alright, go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Yeah, assuming they're relatively fresh.
He was nearby yesterday.
Yeah.
Alright, so, you reach out, you close your eyes as your symbols flare to eldritch light, and, you go hunting for the spirits of these manticores. And, it feels like there is not two, but at least one of them fairly close to you, at this time, that may have stayed behind with the remains of the body. But it doesn't feel like Karen, and it doesn't feel like Venomclaw, and it doesn't feel dead.
What?
In fact, it feels very much alive, but weak.
Like an unborn child?
Well, you only found 2 large bodies in the ice. But what would make manticores stand up against a dragon and not run?
Guys.
Size suddenly looks very concerned. Size is gonna try to sense where the spirit is exactly in this rubble of ice.
You seem to feel it somewhere to your right under what looks like a very large portion of Karen Manticore body parts.
Right, yeah. Size is gonna army crawl over there and start digging. Donabella! Ruby! Emergency!
Ruby's having a very personal conversation, but Rooney will come over.
Rudy!
Donabella comes back over, having retrieved sacks. What is it, Master Size? I'll start gathering manticore parts right away.
No. Don't worry about that. Child. Unborn, I think. Child.
Child? Oh, no.
Child.
Ah!
Oh, God!
I'm not being subtle about it at all.
Everybody who's trying to dig, go ahead and roll strength checks.
I don't have that. Don't have that. She not.
Me either. Let's try anyway.
Oh, God.
Nope.
You have -1.
Can I see if Nyx is hearing any of the screaming of baby, baby, baby?
Everyone's hearing.
Everybody's hearing it.
Okay, Nyx comes over and is like, what is going on?
There's a baby dug in the ice. Dig.
Okay, so she starts digging because she's thinking there's actually a baby. Where's strength?
I mean, it's all Size can assume.
Where's strength? Where does it go? There it is.
On the side.
Do you remember that?
I don't have a lot of strength, but I'll try.
So you hear there's a baby in trouble, and it just gives you, like, the full drive. This is what you live for. Saving the innocent, helping the small. It's what you set out to do with your life, and gosh darn it, you're gonna do it. You just are in there, you're grabbing frozen manticore bits, you're chucking them this way, chucking them that, and eventually you come across a bit of manticore that is not frozen, but still kind of warm to the touch and doesn't appear to be the part of any of the others. It's of a of a large a largely darker kind of fur type, and it has sort of a spotted brindle pattern on it. And it's very, very small, and it's curled up, and it's shivering.
Did we just get a baby?
She wraps it up in her cloak because she has a cloak, and is, I guess, realizing that it's not a human or baby. I guess is.
I mean,
out.
the scorpion tail's a dead giveaway.
Probably.
Sives just looks immensely relieved and just kind of like melts across the ice, like, ah. Is it alive, by the way?
Do I need to roll things
It's
to?
shivering. It's shivering, so that would probably indicate life.
Okay, so it seems alive. It's very cold.
Rudy Berry, yells Donabella.
Well, I was going to say, would this be like, if it's hurt and stuff, would Nibby's like curing spells or anything help?
Yes.
Because I would probably run over to Nibby and.
Yeah, it would be just general knowledge to you, but Nibby can pretty much heal anything unless they're immune to divine magic.
Okay, well, I'm guessing that Manticore are not immune to divine magic.
Not immune to divine magic.
Okay, so I run over to Nibby and basically like, what spell does he have? Hold on a second, let me find. What spell does he have? It's healing, cure wounds. That one, cure wounds. So I run over to Nibby for cure wounds, and let me get. Nibby is like, yes, can do that. Don't like water, but can do that. Cure wounds at level 1, I guess.
Baby Manticore.
Guys, did we just get a baby Manticore on our team?
I mean, maybe.
Man, I'm not killing a baby Manticore. Like, we realize that, right? Like, that's just not happening.
Nyx is like, this is a baby. It's not an evil thing. It's a baby. So, yeah, we're not going to kill a baby.
Hell yeah.
Aaron's laughing.
You're not going to kill a baby.
No.
Yeah, we know exactly what Goldrack would do.
Well,
new coat.
Nyx is going to fight to protect the baby.
I mean, same.
Are we gonna accidentally kill Goldrack while he's not with us?
No.
What's gonna happen?
No, you're not. No.
And
No in-party fighting. No in-party fighting.
Now, question. Baby.
Yeah.
Like, not even born yet baby, freshly born baby, like.
Why don't you go ahead and do a nature check for me? So Nibby lays his hands on this bundle of fur and wetness and soft weak mewling, and he casts cure wounds on it, and the shivering abates some, but it does curl up tighter and kind of try to hide itself within the cloak as you're looking at it. And Nibby just kind of peels it back to get a good look at it to make sure it's not hurt anywhere more serious. And what they see before them seems to be sort of a brindle lion cub sort of looking fur pattern. It's a lot darker than the other two manticores were, but maybe that's just because of all the wetness and the mud and such. Or maybe they're just darker when they're born. You don't know. And it has kind of leathery bat wings, but they're a soft leather with little fuzzy fur coating just all over top of them. And he's got a scorpion tail with a little hook on the end, but touching it, it's kind of soft to the touch. And Nibby would estimate that it is probably 2 to 4 weeks old, maybe. It is definitely not a newborn, but its eyes are barely open. And they are a deep, pure ocean blue.
And we're reading this when we.
What did
They were fighting us. Sorry, just out of character question.
What was that?
Where in the world were they hiding this while we were fighting?
Well, I mean, most lions tend to leave their cubs somewhere safe when they go out to hunt, as do many other big cat species.
Sorry, I was reading a.
Yes, so was I. Sorry.
Hurry, go ahead and read that out loud live for the stream for us, Sives.
Oh, yes, sorry. Size, still sprawled across the edge chunks of manticore bits, has the presence of mind after the child is safe-ish to take a bit of fur from the mother and a bit from the father, tapping them both safely into a little glass bottle.
So you have successfully pocketed some manticore fur. I think it's safe to say that everybody's paying more attention to the baby manticore wrapped in Nyx's cloak and not really to what you just did.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness.
So, does it look like it'll be all right over there?
Do we think it's going to be all right?
Yes, Nibby
Okay.
has healed it. It's not going to die.
Okay, yeah. It seems to be okay. It seems to be very young.
Well, I would imagine it didn't feel very old. It didn't seem old. We should probably get a move on then. Reagents. Yes, reagents. I'll get. You know what? It's fine. Let's go.
Yeah, somehow it doesn't seem to feel as nice to gather bits and pieces of a baby's mom and dad and call them reagents anymore.
Yeah, fair. Especially when we know them by name.
Well, you,
Gotta say that out loud, Nyx.
Well, at a minute, she's just kind of thinking to herself, like, how did you know it was under there? Like, how? And it's just kind of
Nyx,
like,
you can be a part of our conversation that we're gonna have a little bit later. But right now, I think that we are correct, and that we need to get a move on. It's late in the day. There's been a lot of sitting around for some people, and a lot of burning ice for some. We should.
Uh-huh.
Let's get on our way.
Quite so. My legs are still crushed. Would somebody mind tossing me another card, please?
can Nibby go try to heal him?
If Nibby has a spell slot left to do so, go for it.
He did a long rest, right?
Yes, he does.
So he has 3 spells he can do, right?
Yes.
He just did the one though.
Just 1.
Mm-hmm.
So he can do 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
So Nibby, kind of gives the little baby back to Nyx and very unhappily runs over to Sives because he's in a pool of water and is not very happy about this, but also knows that he should help. And so he's going to try to, let's see here, cure wounds on, let's see here.
Yeah, Sives is gonna quickly, move the legs back into place and make them look generally the way they're supposed to. Crunch, crackle, crunch. There we go.
It's like a tube of toothpaste. It's Sive paste.
Go ahead, Nibby. Thank you very much, by the way.
And Nibby, you touch these very not cool looking legs, and they crickle, crackle, crunchle, crump, kind of fluff back up again and turn into semi-normal looking legs. He heals 7 points of damage, Size.
Leaves me with, I think, 3 to go? I don't know.
Anyway, you should be able to stand now.
Yes, definitely. Sive seems a little bit unsteady, but stands up and brushes himself off and gives Nibby a gentle pat on the shoulder. There we go. Thank you so much. Let's get you away from the water.
Can everybody roll a perception check?
Are we just
Even-
constantly trying to catch signs?
That's the game.
Uh-huh.
Sives, you may wish to also roll a perception check.
Oh, sure. Okay. Do I have a bone sticking out? Did I miss something?
So, Sives, you notice it first when you stand up because you're kind of unsteady. And, Rooney, you do a double take when you notice it. One of Sives' feet is backwards.
Well, that's terrifying. Oh no, Sives, we're gonna put you in the cart and get you to a medic at the town.
I feel fine.
Yep, uh-huh.
Wait, yes,
look,
no,
you're-
yeah,
you're-
absolutely right. It's adrenaline, it's shock.
It must be shock. It must be shock. It's shock, everybody. That's what shock does to you. Let's
No, fainting out of shock. And then he just sort of slumps over.
Performance check.
for both of them.
No, just Sives. He's the one fainting. Oh, it's a masterful performance. You just
Poor
your
guy.
hand flies to your forehead, your chest swells briefly as you stand upon tiptoe and heel, and then you fall with a splash into the water in a dead faint, showering Nibby with mud and water.
Poor Nibby. Oh no! We should get Sives in the cart. It's very bad.
Nyx, of course, comes running over to help.
And Rooney does too, knowing she is weak. Ruby, are you done with your conversation?
If you want me to be!
Sives' foot is broken, and we have to get him into the cart.
Alright, we're done!
Strength, right?
We are? Yes, we are. We're done. Okay, and Ruby just comes running back out of the forest with Rumble Lock looking very perturbed and just confused, just following her.
I mean, fair.
And Ruby just scoops Sives up like a blushing bride and bridal style carries him over to the cart and puts him in and then looks to the side where Donabella is presumably holding a wrapped up bundle. Did we get a cat? Yeah, it's a cat.
Do we need to lie about this? Add a game character.
Absolutely not.
No, okay, right? Because like I don't know Rumble Rock. Y'all know Rumble Rock. Is he like murder all of it? Like
Probably try to, but like if enough of us say no, he probably won't.
okay.
It's a
I don't know.
baby.
I don't know if it's like
I mean,
if it's like
and
the
it's a-
instant we see something like that could be clothing, is he going to lose it?
So Goldrek's personality, he likes to be big, he likes to be tough, he is a noble, he is good alignment for the most part, but he's lawful good, basically, and he does not think that monsters align with the good kind of mindset. He would probably suggest that we kill the Manticore, if I'm going to be honest too, but he isn't going to do it himself because there will be that slightly gray moral ground where it's literally a baby and cannot defend itself, where he would
Yeah.
want to do it, but if enough of the party said no, he wouldn't push it.
Okay.
Kill it when it gets older. It's
And-
fine.
Yeah, he'll definitely try to kill it when it gets older. Oh, he would, no question. The first time it breathes it breathes some poison or stings somebody, he will be all up in that.
Schmite.
Happy. Can we name it?
Was that OC or an IC question?
That was OC.
That was OC.
I'm hella gonna name
I
it.
mean, what would your character do?
Rooney would just be like, guys, it's so little. We can't just call it the baby. We gotta call it something.
Well, I don't know the mother's name, but the father's name was Venom something. Venom something. Venom down there?
His
Venom.
name was Karen.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Is
Well,
it a boy or a
Karen.
girl?
Oh,
Who cares?
Now, if it's little, can Rooney talk to it?
So, size-wise, yes. Mental capacity of a 4-week-old baby, no.
I mean, she
Even-
can talk to a bird who's
even
probably
if-
not too much better.
Yeah, even if we're talking cat ears, I don't think it has the mental capacity
Okay.
for any kind of words besides
Actual
warm, food, scared. Like, it doesn't know words. It knows feelings. Plus, it's not actually a beast. It's an aberration, technically.
Look, how about this? Since the device, Sive says, sitting up at the cart, because apparently they're not fainted anymore. Look, it's a dice, so why not something cool like Ice Bane? Or, snow cone, something.
I like snow cone. Let's call it snow cone, yeah.
I mean,
I'm assuming everyone there
Right?
has like realized what is occurring, right?
Everyone but Rumble Rock, who got back up on his horse to sulk, and since Donabella loudly said it's a cat, he didn't pay attention.
Nyx is just like, is snow cone appropriate for what happened to its family?
We don't ever have to tell it.
Bane. Well, obviously we do. Eventually.
do?
Well, we don't want to create a, serial killer mental complex,
Can't we just say that he's adopted? Can't we be its mom and dad?
We can tell him about the heroics of his parents as they saved his life. And then
Exactly.
we came along and helped. At the
Yes.
very, very end.
Yes.
Okay.
How about Spade and then Snow Cone for her last name?
What's the
Ice
first
Bane
name?
Snow Cone.
Ice cream snow cone.
Ice Bane.
Ice Bane snow cone.
Like
Yes.
what was the dad's name? Venom something?
Venom Claw.
Venom Claw.
Technically, his first name was Manny the Manticore, but his last name was Venom Claw, and he used that.
Oh, okay. Well, we would have known that because he introduced himself fully at some point.
He did.
So Manny and Karen Venomclaw?
Yes.
So, Ice Bane S Venom Claw. Ice Bane Snow Cone Venom Claw.
Bane Venom Claw.
Yeah.
We should create a poll. Alright, so anyway, you've got a baby manticore in the cart. He's no longer shivering, but he is mewling a little bit and kind of pawing the edges of the cloak he's wrapped in. Oh dear lord.
What is happening?
Ice Bane Snow Cone Venom Claw.
Oh god. Too much. It's too much. It's too much, you guys. Anywho, you guys have a baby manticore in the cart. You guys are moving along the road now. He is mewling and kind of pawing the edges of the cloak with his eyes barely open.
Probably hungry.
You can make a nature check, figure it out.
Okay.
You said that he would respond with simple words if I talked to him.
Feelings. He will respond with
Feelings.
feelings.
Well,
Yeah, that's a very hungry baby manticore.
Well, let's see. We do have rations. I doubt milk is among that.
Is that
Neat.
what baby manticore eat?
You tell us with that nature check.
Well,
Yes.
depending on
Baby manticores do drink their mother's milk.
Well, I suppose we'll have to find some milk.
Back
Size
to
looks-
town, going back to town.
Size looks around.
There isn't. Let's not say the word milk too loud. I don't want
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Cough, cough.
Lil, darling, I love you, but where's Nibby?
Ding, 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 ding,
No,
ding,
no,
ding,
no,
ding.
no, Nibby, Nibby. Where's Nibby? Where's your Nibby? Find Nibby. Land on Nibby's head. Good, Lil.
And then she gets up and back and goes back to the bell. Ding, 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 ding.
Making a nest in Nibby hair.
Uh,
Well, yes, I suppose. Perhaps. I'm wondering. I'm thinking. I'm not exactly 1,000% sure. Just talking about it. I'm not 1,000% sure how well Phandalin will receive a baby manticore. So maybe we should not bring it into town. Or hands. Size looks over at Rooney.
And what exactly would you like hands to be?
A kitten?
A kitten? I can't. It's not a transforming spell. It's just like a little illusion.
you could
Well, I don't know.
you could give it the illusion of not having scorpion tail and wings.
I mean,
True.
you won't really be able to see that in a cloak.
That's
True.
true.
That is also true.
True,
And I also can
actually.
use thaumaturgy, and let's see, does it do anything that might help? No, it just looks like voice mainly.
Well, I mean, if it's wrapped up in a cloak, you probably disguise it well enough for nobody to be able to tell that it's a baby manticore unless you take off the cloak.
Oh.
Cool beans. We're gonna keep it wrapped in a cloak.
That
Sounds
works.
good.
Yep. Just hope you don't get stopped and searched. Anywho, you make your way along
They
the
didn't do that last time.
No, they didn't. So you make your way along the Tribord Trail. It's early afternoon now. So go ahead and roll me perception checks for the journey.
Perception check.
Sides is just so focused on what to name the baby.
Dives is trying to turn his foot back the right way.
Actually, yeah, that's fair. I can fix this. We don't need to wait for town. Crunch.
And to the man inside the cart next to you just gives a scream and faints. The young sandy-haired man.
Ah, right. I forgot you were there.
The
Sides
mute
just-
one looks green and pale as he watches.
Sides just gently tucks their foot back under the cloak and it's just like, there you go. Okay, I'll do that later. Anyway, enjoy the ride.
Bustle
I
the
hope it's not too
Weasel.
lumpy.
Bustle the Weasel is far too interested in all of the smells coming from the back of the cart that are baby manticore smells, and just
There's a lot of shenanigans. He's very distracted.
It's a lot of shenanigans. He doesn't know how to deal with all of this. This is a lot. This is a lot in one day, you guys. This is a lot. So, but Nibby and Rooney, keep an eye out as you guys go down the Tribord Trail. They don't see anything else that seems too worrisome. You get about 4-ish hours into it. It's probably about 5 in the evening now, and you see some bushes rustle off to the side of the road near the Neverwinter Wood. With that perception check, you just can't see quite what it is.
I think we've got a lot of stuff happening.
So if they raise the attention to the bushes, can we do another perception roll specifically towards those bushes?
If they do that, yes.
I think that should happen.
Does it happen? Are you gonna say
Yes.
something?
Yes. It's Rooney who sees it, right? Because
Rooney and Nibby both see it.
Nibby points over that way.
And Bruni says, "You saw that too, Nib? There's something over there."
Oh?
And then when she
And
peers
then
harder.
we see nothing. Cool. We see less. It's dark.
Not yet. It's only 5. And it's
Dark-ish.
spring. Spring/summer.
Wessel gets another one, right?
Yes.
Wessel smells. Wessel smells all.
So you see Wessel sniff the area towards the bushes there, and then he kind of licks his weaselly chops with his tongue, and Rudy, you know that to mean that there is some form of prey animal that he would love to eat over there.
Guys, we may have just found food for the little one.
Oh? There's a cow?
I'm not sure exactly what it is, but Wessel's sniffing and licking, and he thinks it's food.
Ah, it probably is then. Dare I say we go have a look?
Agreed.
All right, so you and Sives and Wessel head over towards the bushes.
Yes.
Yes, I've got a bit of a limp right now, but it's fine.
Are you stealthing over there, or are you just walking up?
I'm gonna stealth because prey animals run away and Side's limping. I'm
Yeah.
bad at these. Not by like the way my character's built, but by the fact that the rolls always do this to me.
Yeah, Sives is limping,
You
but
get advantage in the forest, right?
Wessel gets
Mhm.
advantage.
Wessel gets yeah.
Good
That's-
job, Sives.
I'm just like bunny hopping, but it's like super silent.
You-
Alright,
you-
so
you-
Rooney first.
Good job, Rooney.
Good job,
Yeah.
Rooney. That's Wessel.
Good job,
Oh,
Wessel.
Good job,
All
Wessel.
right, so you guys kind of sneak slowly and stealthily over to the bushes, and you manage to get to the bushes without alerting whatever is over there of your presence. And as you peer through the bushes, you see sort of tiny little clearing behind the bushes themselves. And in that clearing, there are a couple of rabbits, and they're just nibbling on some clover, flicking their ears forward and back as if they haven't a care in the world. Just having a grand old time.
Sives glances at Rooney and does little wiggly fingers at her. Ready.
What does wiggly fingers mean? what is that?
I don't think you worked out that signal ahead of time.
I don't think we talked about this. No, but that's fine.
Well, in that case, Sives is just gonna maintain eye contact and try to chill touch one of them.
Alright, go ahead and roll me an attack for chill touch.
Not a boar, please.
Alright, so you reach out, holding hands, touching you. Rabbit is dead. Bum, bum, bum. And the other two start to run.
Wessel chase, but not Wessel catch, but not kill.
Wessel can definitely try. Go ahead and roll me an attack for Wessel for his bitiness.
Don't you have a bow?
There's lots of things happening. Wessel's fast.
There are 3 rabbits. One of them is dead now. One of them Wessel is attempting to get, and he definitely does. You said you do not want to kill it. You just want to grab it with his teethy teeth.
Mm-hmm.
So you hear a lot of sharp, rabbity squealing of absolute terror as Wessel grabs this rabbit around the neck with his jaws, but does not bite down to end its life. He's just holding a struggling rabbit in his mouth. And the third one is trying to dart into the undergrowth to escape.
Okay. And I'm assuming that rabbits don't have the most health. That's fine. We'll use my old
Rabbits
one,
have like 1 HP.
Whew.
Does a 26 hit?
You skewer that rabbit straight into the ground. You have rabbit shish kebabs.
Glorious. So that's 3 rabbits, right?
That's 3 rabbits, one of which is still not dead because you did not let Wessel bite it.
Russell.
Well, I don't know if Manticore what?
Manticore?
Yep. Uh-huh.
What about a manticore and rabbits?
Prefers live rabbit, but this Manticore is too little and prefers milk. I remember. We're good. I'm here. Wessel can kill. Wessel can kill.
And it's just
Crunch.
all you hear now is as the neck snaps.
As he lands 9 damage.
It only takes 1 damage.
Uh-huh.
The rabbit's neck snaps like a twig, and it hangs limp in his jaws. And then he tries to eat it now.
And then we'll bring it back to camp.
Sias very nearly suggests milking the rabbit.
And then realizes they know nothing about rabbit anatomy, so probably not a good idea.
Oh dear.
You chose to be friends with us. Anyway. You make choices every single day.
It is my choice to not milk a rabbit today.
It was my choice the first day of the year to bring up rabbit milking.
I mean, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I just wasn't sure if it would be Kathy who suggested it or Sias, but I knew it would be one of you two. I knew it.
Interestingly, it's nearly tomorrow in our time zone.
Yes, it is. So you guys gather up these rabbits and head back to the cart.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, and a good heart-to-heart on the walk back because, you know, it's just Rooney and Size, and it's like, Sally, how you doing, Rudy?
Sives, you have a hole in your chest and there is no blood coming out of it. We are having this conversation in a quiet room far away from the dwarves.
Well, fine, if that's how you feel about it. Also, then it's a lie. Sewed it up. It's fine.
Your shirt. Your shirt. Your shirt. I had like a 25 perception. You're not. This isn't going away.
And as you're walking
it
and
was
talking,
perception, it wasn't memory.
as you're walking and talking and having this conversation, Sives' still busted foot is just flippity floppeting in the breeze.
Yes.
Yep.
Not to mention that bad boy there. Pretend you're limp.
Just every step, crunch, crunch,
Oh,
crunch.
like chicken bones shattering. Honestly, there probably are chicken bones in there.
I mean, possibly, yes. Just Size then remembers to limp and starts limping. I think, thank you, Rooney. I forgot.
Yeah, I'm your friend.
You are. Gentle pat on the shoulder.
You got a friend in me.
Size got several friends in what?
Sives has many friends in him. Many past friends and relationships.
Well, they're dead. They're not eating their pots anymore. It's fine.
This is how I remember them.
Exactly.
Oh.
Sorry. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry.
So you guys make it back to the cart with the rabbits. Now you have fresh rabbits for whenever you guys stop for dinner tonight, which will probably be in roughly 4 more hours or so.
Hey guys, dinner.
Yeah.
There are no additional sightings as you clippity-clop along the trail with Goldrak kind of holding on to his horse, stubbornly staring ahead and not looking back at the lot of you because he is just fed up with this BS. And Ruby kind of just shooting furtive glances back into the cart every once in a while in a slightly worried manner. And you guys start to see the sun starting to go down before you towards the west, and you sight the turnoff from the Tribor Trail towards Phandalin as the sun is starting to set. You know that it would...
Sorry. Good.
You weren't there, Kat. You don't know.
I just wasn't sure if that was ever going to be discussed or not. Okay, cool.
Well, it definitely will not be discussed with anybody who was not there.
All right,
You don't know. You were not there. But anywho, words in my mouth meet. So you get the edge of the Tribor Trail, where it turns off to the south towards Phandalin, about as the sun is starting to set at about, I want to say about 8:39 in the evening. And you could press on for about 3 more hours and you'd be back in Phandalin, or you could camp here for the night.
It's only 3 hours back to town.
Yep, you'd get there about midnight, maybe 1 a.m.
I would vote we press on to town. I feel safer in an inn versus on the road.
Nyx also agrees because if the manticore baby hasn't eaten in a while, we should probably get it something to eat.
Yeah, its mules have been getting slightly weaker.
Size's headphones are off.
Uh-oh.
I think Spooky is a kitty cat.
Spooky is a kitty cat, a very adorable kitty cat who loves people.
Spooky got stuck
behind the desk.
Poor Spooky. Dun, da, da, dun, da, da, dun, da, da, dun, da, da, da.
Lila's sleeping. Yeah, the sun went down.
It is the night times.
Oh, bless you. I thought I heard a
Yay.
sneeze.
Oh, no, that was me. Clearing my throat.
Spooky okay now?
Yeah. She got stuck behind the desk and I tried to get her and she went further under the desk. And I was like, okay, you can stay there. And she's like, no, Mom, please.
Cat logic.
As cat does. Yeah. Also children.
Yep.
It's fine.
Yep.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, but she's okay now.
Yay!
What a miss.
Well, you made it to the turnoff for Phandalin. With about 3 more hours of travel, you could probably make it there, or you could camp for the night. And Nyx and Rooney have voted to keep going, so you'd get there about midnight-ish.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Science votes to keep going because the child needs sustenance.
Excellent. All right, you guys vote to keep going, and everybody keeps walking.
Should we perception again?
You should probably perception again. Good job, Nyx.
Nibby's gotcha.
All right, so you guys are walking along.
Is holding a little manticore baby, okay? She's kind of preoccupied.
She's singing him. She's singing him cat lullabies.
Oh.
Meow 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 meow.
Soft kitty, warm kitty.
Little ball of fur.
Now, guys, let's not forget. This is not just a kitty; it's also scorpion. So we have to sing scorpion lullabies too.
It's also part bat because it's got bat wings.
That way.
Look at you, strawberry bat. Okie dokie. So you guys make your way down the trail towards Phandalin. It narrows a little bit, so it's like a one cart across trail kind of now. And you make along pretty good time, just fine. You do hear some rustling in the bushes every once in a while, but it never turns out to be anything more than an actual animal, and Wessel never alerts you to any instances of danger that he thinks are present. So you guys are traveling for about 2, maybe 3 hours, and sorry, 3, maybe 4 hours, and you finally off in the distance, still ringed by slight lights to kind of mark it against the night, the walls of Phandalin. You have finally reached civilization again after a long and arduous trek and so much stress. Why would you ever leave ever again?
Uh-huh.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day's night. And with that, as you draw up to the gates of Phandalin, and you are hailed familiarly by the guards, we are going to end the session for tonight, and you guys are all level 4.
Ooh.
We leveled!
That's the first time since we started, I think.
Yeah, I haven't leveled yet.
Yeah, this is your first time leveling with us.
Hell yeah.
And
Hey!
this is the first time Kat's character has been past level 3 ever.
I'm so excited.
Now, first off, Kat and Nix and Rooney, please do not attempt to level Wessel the Weasel or Nibby. They get
Nope.
special things done on tables that I have, so I will level them for you. But you
Copy.
do get to level your own characters if you want to, but I am right here to answer any questions that you have.
I'm so excited. I literally
Okay.
have no idea how this works.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do we do?
All right. So, you guys.
You handheld me through the entire creating my character process.
I did, and I've still
I
got
thi-
your.
I like vaguely figured out how to get her to 3, and that was like a day full of stuff.
I actually may have already leveled you up to level 4 for you.
Aw.
Like on my own calculatory guy here. So
I love it.
I don't know how I did that. I may have to do that again. I may have to delete this and redo it because I don't know how to do that. How I did that. I don't know how I did that.
I don't know how I do things either.
I don't know how things work. Let's
I
just
know
be
there's tables
super
involved.
fair.
I didn't mean to. I'll just recreate what I had. Gnome. Forest gnome. Danger.
Increasing.
Hey, which background did we give you?
What are we talking about?
Your background. I forget which one we gave you.
I don't know what you're asking me.
Okie dokie, I'll look at your sheet. Okie doke. So, on your sheet. Blah, 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 blah,
Well, it would help if I was looking at Rooney's. That was what.
Yeah, that was Wessel.
Wessel does not have a background. Okay, cool.
You mean her like backstory?
No, there's an actual thing called a background, that you choose when you do this.
Okay.
I believe we gave you the Bar Traveler background.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
That gave me the extra language, I think.
Mm-hmm.
for the record, I know common, gnomish, sylvan, and giant.
Yup.
So if ever that is helpful, I'm your gal.
I'm sure it will be at some point.
I get to learn another cantrip
Dun, da, da, da.
and another spell that I don't really want to use, but I can do it.
I believe in you.
And I get an ability improvement. I don't know what that means.
All right, so I believe you get either an ability improvement or you can choose a feat. Let me finish up with Rooney's first, and then I can do yours.
Yep, I'm just kind of looking through the sheet thing and trying to make any sense of it.
I believe in you. Alrighty.
Is Discord losing its mind for anyone else?
I'm not saying anything, so I don't think so.
No, there was like it got like really, really choppy. Like even the music did.
Yeah, that gets like that every once in a while, I found.
I don't even hear the music anymore.
It's real quiet.
Yeah, very faintly. It's just on a very quiet song.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, let's see here. So, you can either choose an ability store increase. So that means I can put 2 points into one of your big numbers that do things over there on the side, or you can choose a feat, which will let you do a special thing. That's towards you, Rudy.
That sounds fun.
So do you want a special thing, or do you want
I guess that would depend on the special things.
There are many special things. For example,
goodness.
alert. You don't grant advantage versus hidden creatures. You are never surprised, and you gain +5 to initiative. Or
That's amazing.
yeah, that's just one of the many things.
Can I like research these?
Oh yes.
I don't want you to like have to run through stuff.
Yeah, there is a list of feats. Let me just get you that list of feats. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, some of these feats are specific to certain kinds of characters and can't be used by your particular character because of like a racial thing, but most of the basic ones can be.
Okay.
And there'll be a note on the side if
Look at Critter Friend.
Beautiful.
Prerequisite Forest Gnome. You gain the proficiency of animal handling, and you get a Speak with Animals spell that you can cast at will without expending a spell slot.
So like that sounds like Rooney. Fine. Oh my, there are so many.
There are a lot. Those are just the regular ones. There are a couple of things that are what's the word I'm looking for? Specialized from other what's the word I'm looking for? Additional books that you can get and whatnot. These are the most basic ones though.
Okay.
One that might be particularly helpful to this fucking group would be the healer feat, where you can use a healer's kit to heal a creature for 1d6 plus 4 HP as an action, and a dying creature you stabilize gains 1 HP.
Heck yeah.
That sounds accurate. We've got a lot of glass cannons.
Yeah, and that does not require any kind of spell slots or whatever, but you can only do it to one person like once a day, just like with good berries. It'll only work on that person once per long rest.
Gotcha. But I could do it on like a few people.
Yeah, you could do it once a day on all of the people. As long as your healer's kit is good. Healer's kits have charges. So like one kit has, I think it's 10 charges a piece. And then you have to buy a new one. So there's 10 people worth of supplies inside your healer's kit, basically.
Gotcha. I like that. I think that would be helpful.
There's also Lucky, which is pretty popular amongst gnomes and halflings. Basically,
You have inexplicable luck.
sort of.
That's all it says on the page.
Oh, well, so the actual technical thing for Lucky is you can re-roll a d20 roll you make or an attack against you 3 times a day. So basically, like, the monster rolls and hits you, you can make them re-roll to have to try again instead of you have to take the second roll no matter what it is. But like if they rolled a nat 20 and you wanted to make it not a nat 20 anymore, you can make them re-roll
and hope it's not another nat 20.
Yeah. Also, if you roll a nat 1 trying to save yourself by jumping to another cliff or something, and you roll a nat 1 and you're about to fall to your death, you could re-roll that using Lucky. 3 times a day.
I like that a lot. Ooh. You should give me a day so I can peek.
Okie dokie, no problem. We don't have to get it done today. You can ask me questions and stuff.
Will do. You said the healer one. That one doesn't use like a spell slot.
That one doesn't use a spell slot. It just requires that you have a healing kit.
Okay. And the healing kit
can be purchased at any normal general store.
Right.
Such as Barthen's.
Appropriate.
All of his bandages have cute little designs on them too.
Oh, yay!
All right, Kathy, do you have any questions so far about what you're doing?
My HP will increase, yes?
Yes, your HP will increase.
That's good, because I don't have a lot of that. And I'm looking at, I'm thinking a feat might be helpful.
Yeah, your HP will increase no matter what you do, so that's no problem.
Because it looks like, from the little that I've looked at so far, most of the tiefling feats really have to do with like casting spells, which probably wouldn't be the best for her. But I did see that it looks like there are like 2 of them that you can increase your cantrips, which would probably be better for her. Though I also can just have barbed devil or other spiky things protrude from my head.
Dang.
That sounds fun.
And
don't you already have horns?
Well, it's more stuff so I can like poke people if they grab me.
Good in close combat.
And double my proficiency in intimidation.
You're secretly a bull now.
Whew.
Terrifying.
Not sure. That one sounds pretty cool too.
Da-da-da.
Huh.
Can I take the Sentinel feat? I've never used it before, but I've seen it in action.
Yes, you can take the Sentinel feat.
Yeah! I'm trying to do this by hand through Orc Pub, so I might need you to check it when I'm done. I'm just inputting everything that my sheet currently has, and I'm just going to type in level 4 and see what it does.
No problem, no problem.
Hopefully it should work.
Oh, I can do that on that app you gave me, right?
Yes, which is what I have done. You can actually get a description of each of the different feats too, just by touching each one of them and reading the description, and then you can like uncheck mark them when you touch another one until you find the one that you want.
I think unless you are able to log into D&D Beyond, it looks like it keeps having you like purchase, but I put another website that I found that I think gives you all the descriptions, so.
Great. You can also, for the kids in the back, download 5th edition character sheet from the iTunes or Android. 5th edition character sheet basically lets you create characters using all of the tools that you normally would. It's a free app to download. If you want to be able to level up their characters, you have to pay them a one-time fee to be able to level up as many characters as you could possibly want to level. And it's basically a great like little creator app that takes all the guesswork out of it. It allows you to click on different options to see what it would be like if you chose them, and then you can finalize which ones you actually want to take. And it bumps all of your stats up for you so that they're appropriate. It shows you what all your weapons would be like for you. It's very nice.
Okay, question.
Yes.
I was looking at Magic Initiate.
Okay.
And it says choose a class: Bard, Cleric, Druid, Sorcerer, Warlock, or Wizard. Learn 2 cantrips and basically 1 first level spell. And then it says your spell casting ability for these spells depends on the class you chose. So it would be potentially different. Like I use Charisma right now, so it potentially could be Wisdom or Intelligence for those specific spells.
Yep. So basically, you
Okay.
can choose a spell casting class, and you get to learn without having to delete anything. You get to learn 2
Okay.
cantrips and 1 first level spell. And the first level spell that you can learn that you can cast once a day doesn't count towards your actual spell slots, but it
Okay.
would count towards me activating your wild magic depending on the situation.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But so I would choose
but you get 2 cantrips, so I was like,
yeah.
oh.
I would choose a spellcasting class that you can't normally learn spells from, like Warlock or Druid or something like that, or Cleric even. Things that you don't have access to within your own tree.
The only thing would be that for Charisma, I have a higher Charisma than I do Intelligence or Wisdom, so.
That doesn't matter. Your
Okay.
your spellcasting modifier is still Charisma for these spells.
No, it sounded like it depends on the class you chose.
Nope.
So Charisma for Bard, Sorcerer, Warlock, Wisdom for Cleric or Druid, and Intelligence for Wizard.
So those are the casting modifiers for classes, but you are not becoming those classes. You are not multi-classing. You are able to cast spells from those classes without any kind of retributions or anything like that. You're not multi-classing. You're using your own modifier for these spells. You're just able to learn them because you've taken this feat.
Okay.
And you won't be able to change these after you've chosen them. They're just yours forever.
Okay. I think I might be going with that one.
Cool. Any questions for you, Sives?
We're still just plugging in the information from my current sheet. I thought it had an import function on this, but I guess they changed the site up a bit. Because I'm also noticing there's a lot more options in the character builder than there used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Which is cool.
I'm gonna AFK for a minute. I'll be right back.
Okie dokie. Alrighty. And since the rest is gonna pretty much be techno mumble jumbo for the rest of the night, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream there. Thank you for anybody who was watching tonight. We hope it was mildly entertaining. We will be accepting suggestions on baby names. Have a great night.